You ever think about sucking a dick?
I've actually, I don't think I ever have.
Did you ever think about it? How's that better?
A little better.
I just angled it down so it's not maybe catching as much, it's hitting me. And back to the mic versus hitting me and maybe going up to the ceiling and coming back.
Yeah, maybe that helped it a little bit.
Yeah, thank you.
But no, I don't think I ever have thought about sucking a dick, to be honest with you. I know that I've heard that, like everyone thinks about sucking a dick at some point.
Really?
I've heard something like that, but no, I'm not into that. Not against it. If you're...
Are we going to go live or what?
Yeah, we're live.
We're live right now?
We're live right now.
We've been live or we just went live?
Just went live.
Oh. Because I told you to go suck a dick. Or you ever think about sucking a dick?
No. You told me to go suck a dick, and I told you I don't think about sucking dicks now. Which, if you're into that sort of thing, we approve all lifestyles here at Menace and the Man. We're really into that. Into people making their own choices.
You've never thought about sucking a dick?
I've never thought like, yo, I want to suck that dick. I've thought like, I'm not into that.
Like, do you want to hear the worst question in the world?
Do you know what I've thought? I've thought like,
do you want to hear
yes,
the worst question in the world?
Yes.
If I tell you the worst question in the world, you have to answer it.
All right, go.
All right. This is the worst question in the world. Would you rather go down on your dad or go down on your mom? You have to do one. Which would it be?
Gun to my head. You pulling the trigger?
Yeah.
My mom. I've thought like that's how much thought I've put into sucking a dick. Is like, man, this girl's a champion. Like I would never do that.
I could never do it like that.
Yeah. But you know how it is. Girls are fucking. They're into that. Oh, here's your boy right now.
Who, Gregory?
Gregory? Is that what you call him?
I said Gregory.
Oh, yeah, your boy Gregory.
No, his name is Craig.
Craig?
Yeah.
I hear my sister up there listening to watching, what's it called? Law and Order?
Oh, Law and Order, huh?
Yeah. Big Law and Order crowd.
What's up, guys?
Craig, what's going on, man? So, let me just get right to it. I knew you were going to be on the show. I said, what would Craig Jones wear if he was going out on the night? So, I felt like you wouldn't have it here. You would be unbuttoned just below the chest.
I'd have no buttons.
No, I really was thinking that, but I'm like, I'm not as good of shape as Craig Jones right now, so let me just right here,
How you guys been?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
Oh, that's right. So Stan's actually dying.
I might be.
Really? What's the prognosis?
I might have caught that Rona.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah. I don't know how, but...
What do you mean you don't know how, Stan?
All right. There's other times in my life, Craig, where I'd be like, oh, I hung out with this girl. Or, oh, I did this. This is how it happened. I haven't been doing anything for like the last 2 weeks.
What did you do on the 4th of July?
Nothing.
You didn't go to your boy's party?
Oh, yeah. But, you think that's all right?
Oh, yeah. That might be it. You fuck.
Yeah, but that's 10 days ago. I guess they say most people experience the symptoms like 2 to 3 days, but then they try to say that it can come in 14 days, but I don't believe that.
How bad do you feel?
Sunday, Monday, and a little bit today, but Monday...
You feel better today?
Today I feel better, but I've been popping a lot of Tylenol. I went and got tested this morning, but Monday I felt like death. Like I had the worst aches and pains I've ever experienced, the worst headache I've ever experienced. Not cool.
Shit, you're scaring me. I don't think I've caught it. I've trained this entire time. It's a miracle.
Do you know anybody that has it?
No.
No, not you, Stan.
No, I haven't met anyone that's had it, actually, yeah.
Because my lady's mom's had it, so that's the one person I know, and Stan's going to be number 2.
When do you get the result?
I don't know. They said give it a week, but then they also said I might get it in like 2-3 days. They were pretty vague about that, so I was kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty general.
But they told me to quarantine myself as if I have it.
Shit.
Sorry, Dad, can't work. Gotta be quarantined.
Sorry, Dennis, can't do anything. Gotta be quarantined.
Have you lost your sense of taste and smell?
No.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Luckily.
You don't have it.
No, they said that wasn't a guarantee. They said it, so they gave me 2 options. They were like, chance it's a cold, which people do still get colds in the summer, but then they said the aches and the fact that I've said, like, you know, I've had headaches and aches and pains, the fact that I felt like it was the worst I've ever experienced, they were like, yeah, so it might be. But I'll live. But
yeah, wow.
I don't have any. I'll be all right. But Craig Jones, welcome back to Menace and the Man. We'll get to some lighter, I guess a lighter subject. You just competed this weekend in Submission Underground.
Yeah, I mean, it was a rough weekend, really.
Oh my God, real rough. What bullshit. That referee fucking sucks.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the problem was like, Mason squeezed my body. Like, a lot of people thought it was a neck crank, but my neck felt pretty fine, to be honest. But it was like he squeezed the body triangle so hard, I couldn't help but make noise. But what made it worse was I think the referee was going to let it go. But then Mason started screaming, he's verbal tapping. So the ref called it. I was like, why does he need to tell it?
Like, hey, touche. Nice job, man. Anyway you can fit. Anyway you can fit. Because the thing is, so like, I've done Jiu Jitsu, right? A face crank, or like, to me, it's kind of a dirtbag submission. You know, it's not, you know, there's not a ton of technique. It's like grab the face, squeeze as hard as you can. Yeah, it fucking hurts, but like, you wouldn't tap to that. If, like, you're gonna lose all of your teeth before you tap to that. You know?
Yeah, for sure. You have to eat that. I don't know. I mean, there's basically 2 types of ways people do jiu-jitsu. Like, there's one where they're going to go after their opponent, try and submit their opponent. And I always think that's more of a Westerner type of jiu-jitsu, because we always think we get ripped off by the refs, so we have to submit our opponent. And then there's the more traditional way, the Brazilian real style, where they try to score a couple points and ride the clock until victory. So, like, I mean, I definitely prefer to go for the finish. I think that's what we're trying to do here. But Mason really, I mean, I don't have anything against him. You can play it any way you want, but he really rode the clock for 5 minutes, ran away from me for the regulation, and then in overtime tried to perform some Steven Seagal face crank neck break once he got on my back. So I was like, I mean, you're not going to really make too many fans with that approach, but I guess you could potentially get the victory for yourself.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, like, you're undefeated in Submission Underground, but like, or you were, but like, you don't really, that's not gonna, you're not like, oh my God, I'm not undefeated anymore. Like, you're like, all right, whatever. Like, it happens, you know? Or are you like, ah!
No, I mean, I don't care. Like, honestly, like, had he not, like, I would have gone on the internet and probably defended him because he was taking so much heat. So it sort of made up for my ill feeling, because when I went on the internet and I saw him sort of getting crucified and the referee getting crucified, so to me it sort of negated the loss. Even if I did lose, I'm not too concerned about protecting the record and stuff, but I probably would have defended him. I would have been like, guys, ease up on Mason. But he did scream at the referee to stop the match. That's the only thing that
hurting him. Stop this. Well, I mean, I did see his post. You know, you gave him the rematch, so he wants to give you the rematch. No verbal submission. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah. I mean, props him for doing that. I immediately after the match, I just assumed that it just would have had to happen. But yeah, it is good that he's coming forward and offering a rematch and stuff.
Yeah, because there are 2 types of verbal taps. There's one where the guy gets tapped and like you could see he's like, oh, thank you, like, you know, heads down. You went, what the fuck? That's,
And so that referee has fought MMA. He's done a lot of matches with Submission Underground. I've seen him, and I saw Gordon Ryan post it. He's fucked up a few matches now.
Yes, yeah. One of the worst times he fucked up was with Iaquinta, where he was setting up a twister.
Yeah.
So you can go from the back in overtime to a submission, but Iaquinta set up the submission, and the referee called it stop because he thought Mike Perry had escaped back control. So I mean, there are some issues. I think he's a great guy and stuff. Obviously, a great MMA rep, but I think with some of the specific jiu-jitsu positions that you could only know if you were heavily involved in the jiu-jitsu sport, he misses some things from time to time.
Yeah. No. And now Iaquinta has to listen to Mike Perry like, yo, I beat you.
I mean, at least he got beaten by Mike Perry before Perry's head trainer was his girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, man, how awesome is that, though? Would you ever have your girlfriend be your head coach?
No, I actually had to do it one time I competed in South Korea, and they flew in, they won the only jiu-jitsu tournaments ever that'll fly in you and the corner. So I just brought my gal, and I thought she could just pretend a corner, but it was a real formal thing where they kept asking me to make media appearances with my coach to train with him and stuff, and I was like, oops, I didn't take this very seriously.
I think I made a mistake.
Little free JK.
Yeah, so how is all the gyms are open in the city or not yet? Or
No, nothing in Manhattan open. I mean, some of the guys here are saying that potentially gyms might not be open until 2021.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean,
like an LA Fitness and Planet Fitness,
MMA jiu-jitsu gyms.
Yeah, but what isn't there like if you're teaching classes, then you can have some students. It's like, but if you're just like go in and do whatever you want, like no.
I think Henzo's is forced to close down. Like they cannot run any classes at all. I'm pretty sure the 24-hour gyms are still closed.
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. Is 24-hour gyms like no? If you're teaching classes, you can have small settings or some shit like that.
Oh, really? I mean, it's a tough spot for those businesses because, like, I can't imagine what the rent costs in Manhattan to keep open a fitness center.
For sure. And then I know, yeah, but those huge Planet Fitnesses and like, they have a lot of money, no? I mean, obviously they're trying to keep making money, but.
Yeah, you'd hope so, right?
Yeah. But I know Sarah shut down his gym, one of his gyms here on Long Island because of COVID.
Yeah, they merged it. Everyone's going to train under the same roof now or something. I was speaking to Jason Rao about that.
Yeah, so he shut down his Levittown school. He's just going to have a main hub, I guess, in Huntington.
I wonder how many jiu-jitsu gyms have gone down from this. I know Gary Tonin, he was subleasing, and the guy he was subleasing off closed down his martial arts school. So Gary lost his gym as well out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wonder, like, yeah, so obviously gyms are going to shut down, but like as soon as they get like everything goes back to normal, if you will, if it's just like, yep, let me just re-sign that lease. I already have all the gear. Let's just, I'm just not losing money on rent that no one's coming into my gym. I wonder if it's going to be that easy or not.
People might be scared to recommit. They'll be like wondering, like, I don't know, if the vaccine comes out and stuff, how confident would you be in it? Would you just open straight back up if you just lost a lot of money?
I mean, for some people, that's their only income. So
yeah, true.
Some people, if they have to, like, well, let's see what happens,
That's true, yeah.
Which fucking sucks,
Yeah, and they just shut down California again, closed all the gyms there. They just shut down Las Vegas again. Florida.
Are shut down or what?
I believe so. Or they
so
might.
Vegas is shut down. Is that do they shut down the Apex Center too?
Yeah.
Is it all Fight Island now?
They interviewed Dana White today, like this morning, after the weigh-ins for that event, and Dana said, he's like, we don't know at this point. He's like, I'm going to finish these Fight Island shows, and we're either coming back to Fight Island, or hopefully they let us do stuff in the Apex. But as of right now, yeah, the Athletic Commission shut everything down. I don't know if they immediately closed the casinos, but they shut everything down. They shut down stores, businesses, like food places, shit like that. I know Florida, The only precaution I've seen Florida take so far is they shut down indoor dining. I think the gyms are still open there. But California, they shut down. California went back into lockdown.
Did they say how long California would be locked down for?
No.
Well, we're going to have on Phil Davis after you. So maybe we get a little inside scoop from him.
Everywhere is, and that's why I'm like, how the fuck did I get corona if I do have it? It's the numbers are like flatlined in New York. Only a couple hundred cases a day, like 800 cases a day are being reported. But 40 other states are all surging right now. 40.
Wow.
Yeah. Florida.
We're gonna be shut down forever.
Yeah, they say Florida is like the new hub right now. Like they're getting, I think 10,000 or 14,000 cases a day, something like that. Like something crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, at least if you test positive and stuff, you'll have had it and be done with it, hopefully.
They don't even know at this point. Like they said that if you have antibodies, they said first off the antibody, that's the thing Chris Wade was talking about, Menace. They said the antibody, who knows, they didn't give a number on the actual test, but then they said the antibody test is 50-50.
Well, they were telling you, hopefully you have the antibody test next, 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, they told me, take the nasal swab, which was fucking horrible. Horrible. And then
you should have filmed it from Menace the Man Show.
Nobody wants to see me get a fucking nasal swab. Maybe,
yes, they do.
Nah, maybe if you're getting tested. But
unless if you were snarling and the ugly face you probably made.
That's just my face. So they said the nasal swab will come back depending on the results of that, whether it's negative or positive. They said I should come back in 2 weeks and get the antibody test, and then they said if this thing comes back like inconclusive or wrong, like a false positive or something, they said come back and get the antibody test because maybe I have it and the test results won't show. They were like, you might not. We'll see. Come get, another test. They pretty much don't know what's going on.
Where did you go?
City MD. Because you can walk.
And was there any research before you went? You were just like, let me just go City MD.
They were the closest place testing.
Okay.
Yeah, like right now I definitely feel better. I like napped and shit most of the day, but I was like, my energy has been in waves. Like I'll get up and start doing something and then I'll be like, wow, I'm like fucking shot right now. After
I heard that's like a thing.
Yeah. After like 2-3 minutes, I'll be like, man, I'm fucking done right now. I got to go back to sleep.
Yeah. Yo, COVID is hitting all the podcasters pretty hard, hey?
Yeah.
Brendan Sharp, Brian Callahan.
And we just talked about that last week, and I was like, fucking idiots. And then...
no.
Yeah. And then...
You got the curse.
Yeah, I cursed myself.
Dan, when did I hang out with you last? Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
All right, good.
We didn't hang out, but last, whatever that was, I brought the beers over, the Great South Bay.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
You're safe.
Yeah, I'm fucking sick.
Yeah, I either got it from, 4th of July, if it stayed like dormant in my body for 10 days, or I got it from going to BJ's and getting those savings. So, it sucks. But
were you wearing a mask, Dan?
What'd you say? Yeah, I've been
wearing a mask.
Yeah, now at first I was like, oh fuck these masks, but then they made everywhere you can't go in without a mask.
Right. And
then you get all those do-gooders that are like, no, it's not for you, it's for me and for the people I love, and save the people that are, immune compromised and whatnot. So instead of arguing with people, I'm just like, all right. Because I even called bullshit on this coronavirus a little bit. I was like, it definitely.
Right, where are you at with it?
Where am I? I really don't know, to be honest. Like, I feel like it's like impossible for us to analyze at least for a couple of years from now. Like, I was reading some crazy shit about excess deaths because a lot of the states categorize just general deaths as COVID deaths if you test positive and stuff. So, like, a lot of the research is real. Like, it's hard to get an understanding of it when the news sources are so political about it.
Yeah, they said that New York has skewed numbers or had skewed numbers because they were doing that. They said Florida doesn't have that. Like they said in Florida, they're not doing that marking every death as a COVID death or marking everything as COVID. Because even that, I think people aren't really dying right now for some reason, but people are dying, but not at the same rate as they were dying in New York.
Yeah, I heard the only thing people can look at accurately now is excess deaths. So just comparing the deaths this year in, say, March, April, compared to last year, and to see how far above average they are, regardless of how they categorize it, just to get an idea of how many more people are dying right now. Because the tests and stuff, like you found out, is pretty 50-50 on the results, right?
Yeah, I mean, we had Chris Wade on last week, and he was saying that, how, like, the results are inconclusive and 50-50, and then I read about it before I went and got the test, and that's what I saw in most of the articles. Like, the CDC, granted, they're, like, fucking political shills, and they've been pretty inaccurate with a lot of their shit so far with the coronavirus. They said the tests are 50-50. They said actually the nasal swab is like 97%, but who knows? And then they said the antibody test is 50-50.
So the antibody test's like waste of time pretty much.
So they're saying, because they said if you live, I don't know what it meant, but they said like if you live in an area where it's prominent, which I guess is almost the whole country at this point, they said the results could be inconclusive or 50-50, which I don't know if that means.
I hope I don't have to get that nasal swab one day.
I mean, it
looks brutal.
It's a 1, 2, 3. They have a technique to it. They tell you to open your eyes wide, keep breathing through your mouth. And then when it goes in, you have that moment where you're like, oh, fuck. And you like shut down. Then he goes, keep breathing, keep breathing. So, yeah.
Wow. Stan, I'm so mad you didn't record yourself.
Are you? I thought about it, but then I was like, Yeah, I did think about it.
What are the stories?
If I was the nurse or the doctor giving the test and I saw people filming, I'd sort of make it more unpleasant to the camera.
Well, no, I'm saying Stan hold it with a selfie. Stan doesn't have an entourage. It's just him, dude. Like selfie style fucking COVID test.
That's true. They could make it worse though, even if he starts filming, they're like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy.
God, you see the shots that Stan's taken? You know how many times I've punched Stan as hard as I could in the stomach? Only because we were recording?
Someone sent me a video today that I've never seen before.
I told him to send it to you.
Yeah. Of me getting punched. Me getting punched in the stomach.
Because, hang on, Stan, that night, real quick, obviously put the clip up later. What, that guy said he could, like, hit harder than me or something like that? Or you were like, I can take your punch? Like, no problem.
No,
right?
If I remember correctly, I think he was breaking your balls about, like, punching hard, and then you were like, you could hit Stan. And I was like, yeah, you could fucking hit me. Line up some shots. And the guy gave us, like, free drinks. He walked around, and we were like, hit me. And then after he hit me, I was like, that's it? And then you were like, let me do it.
So, Craig, if you want, you want to give a free shot, you just got to buy Stan, like, one beer.
That's it, one beer for a buddy shot.
Yeah.
That's a fair deal.
Yeah. They don't hurt that bad. They don't hurt that bad, as long as it's not in the face.
But, so, Craig, are you getting a, like, quick turnaround rematch, or what? Have they said anything about that?
I think we're going to go for August 30th. I'm trying to push for a 10-minute match because it's like 5 minutes. It's hard to get something going against a person that's not engaging. So that's the plan. That's why I'm trying to hustle Chael Sonnen. If you guys speak to him, say 10-minute match. We need at least a few more minutes on this.
Oh, we'll speak to him. We'll speak to him.
Because it would be the trilogy, no?
It would be the trilogy, yeah. So we had a match back in 2019 at ADC. The moment where he should have scored 2 points, but the referee didn't give it to him. So what happened was then, because he didn't score those points, he shot a takedown later in the match, and I was able to finish a guillotine off. So the whole argument was basically he wouldn't have taken that shot and got choked if the referee had given him his points. So both matches have been contentious.
I'm going to throw out something wild right now. Since it is the trilogy, a 30-minute match.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I mean, I would go no time limit, but I think he would. I think he lacks the shorter time frames, but we can find out.
I think we're gonna if you don't think we're going to clip this and put a little pressure on him,
yes, I like it.
get the, what do the fans want? 10-minute match, 30-minute match, no time limit. Hey, it's a trilogy.
We'll do no time limit, no verbal submissions.
Yeah,
Dan, tag Chael. He'll see it.
Oh, yeah, we'll slide this right to Parsons. Parsons will walk right up to Chael and be like, look what I got. And then they'll be like, I got an idea.
Tag team. Craig Jones, Dennis Bermudez versus what's his face, and you, Stan.
Who, I'll be Mason Fowler's tag team partner?
Yeah.
And then you know what? And then you know what I would do? I would verbally submit.
Yeah.
I go,
Make some grabs.
But there is no verbal submission, so I'm just face cranking you till blood is just gushing everywhere.
yeah.
But anything else before we let Craig go? Stan?
Nah, I mean, we got what we wanted. We got a good couple laughs out of him. We talked some submission underground. But yeah, just stay healthy out there, Craig. And we'll definitely clip this up. So you know Parsons. We said it to you last time, I believe. Parsons is Dennis's guy.
Yep.
So you shoot any shots with us, and we'll slide right in there. And Parsons loves Menace, so
yes.
There's a
Vince Parsons.
Yeah, there's a chance we might have.
He lived in Australia back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. He's got an Australian wife.
Yeah. There's a chance Menace and the Man might have a little influence on Chael and Parsons.
Oh, little bit.
Yes.
So before, when you saw me looking away, I was answering a text. One of our sponsors, Movement BJJ, wants to make a 1-of-1 Craig Jones shirt only for you, if you want it.
That sounds cool. Yeah, definitely.
I just gotta double check with him that he's got some pretty, different art. I think you'll like it. Who doesn't want a 1-of-1 shirt of themselves? You know what I mean?
That's for sure. I don't know. If you saw me on Instagram today, I'll wear anything as well.
All right.
Oh, well, even that. Before we let you go, you can let people know about your OnlyFans. Let them know how to find it. Let them know how.
You're OnlyFans, Craig?
No, that was a joke.
Yeah, it was a joke.
It was actually funny. Someone had a good idea. Someone commented on that picture today. They're like, "This isn't OnlyFans. This is Only Mates."
Yeah. You got like a rash guard from somewhere, or not a rash guard, a bodysuit or a wrestling singlet with no shorts.
Yeah, it was barefoot. These guys make jiu-jitsu gear. They sent me a women's one-piece swimsuit, so I just put it on, pretending it's a wrestling singlet.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh yeah, a lot of the internet loved it too.
Too much.
We gotta get together, Craig Jones. We need to have a day. We need to have a.
Yeah, once this thing lifts up, because we even talked a little bit.
Hang on, Craig, you ain't trying to hang out with Stan. He's all kinds of. Look at him.
Come on,
look how pale he is.
I'm a good time, Craig.
He's gonna survive for sure.
Yeah, and then even we talked to Henzo a little bit today. He was possibly going to jump on tonight, but maybe for next week. But yeah, we got to get back into Henzo's.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit with the guys. We were back. We were there last May. We talked to Henzo.
Yeah, do it.
Steve Maraboli.
And take over the office and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. All right, Craig, you're the man. Thank you for the time.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon.
Absolutely. Big fan of that guy. Yeah, I felt like, we usually keep him for an hour. We kept him for a little shorter this time.
Yeah, I think...
Because I think he's so down with Menace and the Man, he's going to be a very recurring guest.
Yeah. Yeah. Does he reuse any of the clips, or he just likes us?
He puts them up in the stories, follows the page and whatnot.
He's picking up what we're putting down.
Absolutely.
We need... Brian should definitely have some leopard print on that shirt, right? What are some ideas? I meant to ask him, like, what are you into?
He should have some what print?
Leopard print.
Like imagine like the sleeves are leopard.
Wow. Because he's competed in a few rash guards like that, right?
Leopard's like his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just...
Listen, I would imagine Brian Michelino, the creator of Movement BJJ, knows more about Craig Jones than me and you.
Yeah. I know a good amount, but he definitely
probably knows like, oh yeah, he'll love this.
Yeah, you just put fuck Craig Jones, hashtag fuck Craig Jones on the rash guard somewhere. You can put...
That's Craig Jones's thing?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think... Hang on. Of course I'll make him one. Ask him what he wants on it. He's got a shirt that says, fuck Craig Jones, laugh out loud.
Yeah. So maybe even whatever on the front and shit, and then like, fuck Craig Jones on the back, like a jersey. Yeah, Michelino can make up some ideas. But yeah, we should have asked him what he wants on it. But I'm sure he would have said, whatever, you know, with the accent. So did you shoot Phil Davis the invite?
I just sent him a link.
All right. Big Phil.
He should probably be getting in here.
Couple minutes.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, big
Phil Davis, he's got to be... He's a little older now, right?
No, I think he might still be young. Maybe 34, 35? No. Or he's older than that.
Yeah, no. Maybe 35 might be it. 35, 36-ish.
Huh.
I just remember in college, like... Oh, I'm going to put my shades on just in case he comes back in here. Watching Phil wrestle, it was just like, the man's a freak. And when you're next to him in person, like, you know how Kyle Sermonera's wide? Like, his shoulders are fucking, like, this wide. Yeah. Like, Phil has a little bit more. And his like, thighs and quads, I feel like if I went like this, I could maybe fit her all in here. They're huge. Yeah. But he's tall, so they don't look as, you know, fat.
Yeah. So real quick before he does jump in, you didn't watch 251 or you did watch 251?
I watched a couple fights.
Your boy Usman's not getting the respect. People got to put some respect on Usman's name.
What are they saying?
Just, you know, like pretty much that whole card, fans were not happy with. They were pretty much like, you know, boring, snoozman.
I did see you tweet or put something up about, like, he's controlling a man who knocks people out.
Yeah.
And you gave, like, an applause emoji, no?
Yeah, something like that. Like, if you can't stop what's being done to you, like, and I said, like, like that's
a skill.
Yeah, like Jessica Rose Clark was, we got to get her back on too, because she's hysterical. She, like, argues with fans all day almost, like, goes back and forth with them on Twitter. So she was arguing with fans, and I jumped into the conversation, and they were like, oh, this is so boring, and blah, blah, blah. And she wrote, like, oh, you know, like, he won. Like, what do you mean? And then I wrote, like, if you can't stop what's being done to you, that's your fault. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
telling Usman to stop doing what's working and winning rounds is like, you know what? Adesanya, get taken down. Khabib, stop grappling. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm gonna do how I win the fight because I move forward if I win.
Right.
If I start swinging wild and get knocked out by Masvidal wins. You know what I mean? He becomes.
It's like if you put a fighter in there with a tiger and the guy somehow jumped on the tiger's back and just rode it for 15 minutes. People be like, really? That's all you're gonna do is just ride the tiger?
Yeah, you know, MMA fans are a hard audience.
Oh, hang on.
You could say it. They suck. Some of them suck. Some of them suck. 100%. The keyboard warriors and the people like that, like the Cheeto fingers is what they always call them. Like the guys who are like, oh man, why doesn't he just get up? Because he can't. He can't. He's being held down.
And unless you've done it and you know what it requires to keep that man down or prevent him from moving, you have no clue.
Even that, some people are like, oh my God, Masvidal sucks. You can't even get off the fence. Usman's keeping him there. Masvidal's got some of the best, like even that, people were shitting on even Usman's takedowns. Like, oh, I couldn't even take Masvidal down. Masvidal's really tough to take down and keep down.
Yeah.
He spent whatever his record is and whatever, he spent 16, 17 years working on takedown defense.
Yeah.
It's bound to be decent. It's actually pretty fucking good.
Well, I mean, he used to be roommates with Colby, who's a high level wrestler.
Yeah, and even Colby was an underachiever because of like problems outside of wrestling. Like for Colby to be a one-time All-American and a junior college national champion, he was an underachiever. Yeah. He transferred a few times, like he had a bunch of problems with the law, coaches, all types of shit in college. But yeah, craziness. And then even the Peter Yan Aldo fight went too long. Everyone's in an uproar about that, which it did. But
the time it took to call the fight.
Yeah, so he got dropped at like 4:40, and then the fight didn't get stopped until 110 unanswered strikes later.
Wow.
Yeah, the referee told him. I think I saw someone post it. The referee told him to do something or move or show me something 11 times. And then you look at other fights, like another example we'll use, like Colby Covington versus Usman. You know, Covington got dropped, started getting hit on the side and back of the head, put his hand up, was completely defending himself, and they stopped that fight, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it really is tough. You know, being a ref it's definitely tough. You know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, like, there's been a couple of calls I'm like, really, dude? And at the end of the day, he's trying to protect me. I get it.
But some fights, they're protecting you. Some fights, it's like, dude, perfect example, your fight with Korean Zombie versus Frankie Edgar's fight with Korean Zombie.
Right.
You know, they were like, Frankie, you got this.
Come on, Frank. Like, yeah. I got money on you, Frankie. Pull it together.
Yeah, like, he still showed me something. He was still moving. That's all he showed you. He was still physically moving. He wasn't doing anything to improve himself or win that fight. Oh, even that. So the lady Brittany got back to me. She said Frankie Edgar could do tomorrow. Which I'm like, I don't know. I'll see. I mean, if you want to do it, or I'll see if he could do next Tuesday.
Because he's a guy that we just got to shoot the shit with him for like 20 minutes and then he's a lifer.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then we'd be like, you know, slide Menace your number. You guys are going to get together.
If we can do like after 8.
Yeah.
I could do 20 minutes after 8 o'clock.
All right. I'll shoot that shot and see what happens, see what comes of it.
Because I'm actually like I'm a fucking pretty big Frankie Edgar fan.
Oh my God, huge.
The thing is, like, because I remember like training, stuff like that, and people being like, man, I'd love to see you against Frankie. I'm like, yeah, that'd be dope, but like, I don't really want to fight Frankie. But I knew like the trajectory of like beating Frankie, though, you know?
Yeah. Everyone wants that fight.
It would be a dope fight to get ready for, but the actual idea of fighting him, like, who knows?
I think I made him.
Maybe the Menace can't get a takedown. Maybe the Menace gets dropped. You know, it could be
a tough night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, I had to take him down like 1,000,000 times type deal, you know?
Yeah. And he's no slouch in the wrestling department, the striking department.
He actually beat me. We wrestled before.
You did?
Actually, I've gone against Frankie Edgar on 2 different occasions.
Where'd you guys... Where'd you wrestle?
So before I started even, like, I was in the MMA world, I wasn't in the UFC. It was me, Frankie Edgar, and Kerry Colott up in Journeyman, Albany, doing like a in 2, out 1 type deal. So I would go in on Frankie while Frankie was coming in on me, and then I was getting in on Kerry. So Kerry Colott was beating Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar was beating me, and then me and Kerry Colott were like close. You know? But I was going in on Kerry, who had already been in one, so he was probably looking for a breather after kind of sticking to the Frankie. Frankie would be out one, come in on me, fresh.
Yeah, and I remember, didn't they try to bring you in one time when he was fighting Mendez?
So he was fighting Chad Mendez. They asked me to come in and train with him. I was like, dude, I'm there. In my head. Like, I plan on fighting you. I'm not trying to train, hang out with you for a week so you guys can... If I had my team with me, too, for sure. But that's not real, you know? And also, Frankie didn't hit me up personally.
Yeah. And then, so...
It was like, his coach hit up, LaFleur. Then his coach tried hitting up me. They tried going through my management. It was like, their management tried going through my management. I was like, Frankie, tell me you want to hang out with me and you want me to fucking help you get better.
Call me up, bro. There. Call me up, bro. But
but the real thing was dude, you're on my radar.
Yeah.
Because I think I called him out shortly after that. No.
Yeah, you called him out. I think you called him out after Kawajiri.
No, after Honey Jason.
Yeah, I know it was one of those ones. And you were like, Frankie Edgar, November, Madison Square Garden, and then you walked off.
Frankie, I said the wrong date.
Oh, did you?
It was November 13th. I said the 12th. November 12th, MSG. But like Chael said, I didn't give the why.
Yeah. And you gave the wrong dates. They were like, yeah, well, someone probably laughed and was like, yeah, we'll book it.
Oh, I was getting tweets on that. I was getting made fun of.
Yeah. All right, we'll book it for the 12th.
Yeah, people were tweeting Dennis Bermuda's gonna fight Frank Edgar in the parking lot of MSG, and I was like, ah.
Oh, that's a good one.
That might have been before you could edit things. Actually, it was a fucking video clip. I couldn't hey, UFC, dub over 13. It's not real.
Can you guys take that clip down?
Yeah.
Here's your boy Phil Davis.
Oh, good old Phil Davis. Coming live.
We forgot to ask Craig to turn his phone, too, when he was on.
Oh, yeah. Phil, give us a little horizontal action. We want to see all of you. Phil. Oh, reconnection. We be zooming these days. Stan, I can't wait to punch you again.
Wow, if I make it.
Phil? Oh, he's having troubles. We lost him. He's out.
A little bit of technical difficulties.
It's a tough time. Phil.
There we go.
My dude.
How we doing, gents?
Man, so I'm wearing sunglasses and I'm trying to be SoCal right now.
Oh yeah. No, you're very SoCal.
Yeah.
Well, Phil Davis, welcome to Menace and the Man. Stan the Man.
All right.
Dennis the Menace. And now we're joined by Mr. Wonderful. Shit just got wonderful here at Menace and the Man.
Mr. Wonderful. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Stan.
man. I've done many.
Oh.
Hold on. You're freezing up there, Phil.
I've done nothing. The man.
Oh, hold on. Now we got you. What'd you say, Phil?
Hold on.
Yeah, connect to the Wi-Fi, dude. Or, Stan, right? Sometimes when, you're watching an X-rated video, if you disconnect from the Wi-Fi, comes in, there's no skipping or anything like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. You heard that from a friend, right?
Yeah. Wi-Fi shit.
I'm asking for a friend, of course.
Oh, man. Phil, I miss you, dude.
Yeah, how you been?
Pretty good. Had a little, So, Phil, you're actually one of the reasons why I was like, I think I can go pro at this. I think I could have a run at this fucking fighting thing. Seriously.
Nice. Man, you know, I'm glad you're not the first person to say that, and it just, man, it feels good that we can share in that together.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, watching you wrestle in college, I'm like, this guy is a fucking complete animal. And I remember when I first found out you were, like, doing MMA, you already had a few fights. So I was on YouTube watching every single fight. Like, this guy's stand a chance. Like, even though I know, like, the outcome, and you're just fucking murking people. And I was telling Stan, like, Kyle Sermonera, right?
Yeah, Kyle Sermonera, yeah.
Yeah, so Kyle's got fucking super wide shoulders. And,
oh, yeah.
And Stan knows Kyle. I'm like, Phil, my man Phil, little wider. And only because he's tall, you can't tell exactly how fucking big his thigh is. Like, you're a freak of nature, dude.
Thank you. Kyle, actually, you're right. Kyle's a little bit shorter. Definitely a little bit wider. Man, he's put together.
He's built like a Greek god, Kyle.
How do you know KC?
What's that?
How do you know KC? From obviously from wrestling.
Yeah, you know what? He and I, man, we have missed each other. We've never wrestled. We have missed each other our entire lives.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys were around the same weight.
We are at the same weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've missed each other every time, which is cool. It's cool to have somebody like that you just never wrestled. Just always cool, yeah.
But did you guys meet out? You guys just would just see each other at tournaments or at the OTC or
both?
Okay. Yeah. No, Casey is awesome. He lives like not even 2 miles from me. It's awesome.
You in South Florida right now?
No, I'm in Long Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he lives like just a town over. Sometimes I run to his house. We go on his boat for the day, come back, run home. So.
Oh, man, I didn't know it was like that. Where y'all go fishing? Or y'all just go out there boozing?
When I go with Kyle, we well, he's got a great, he has a half-gallon Yeti. He does vodka, Crystal Light, and water. So he makes Crystal Light and water. He makes lemonade, which is like 0 calorie, sugar-free. And then he does Tito's. It's amazing. If me and him finish off, we're like, all right, let's go home. We're good. No calories, really.
Nah.
You gotta figure it out.
You're out there in the sun. You're burning calories. Yeah. You come home lighter than you went.
Yeah. Man. But
yeah, I'd like to be included in one of those trips when I come out that way.
1,000,000%. I would love to have you on his boat. He takes everybody.
Does he?
Loves it.
Oh man,
loves it. But no, I remember I was working 2 jobs. I started fighting a little bit, and I called you before I took a nap in a parking lot just because for 20 minutes I was like, "Hey man, I'm doing this fighting thing." Like you was like, "Yeah, you got it. Just do it." And I was like, "All right, like I could do it." like I trained like I could do it. You're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, cool."
Now, anybody that has that wrestling grind, that anybody who does it at a high level, man, like it's the same. It's the exact same. You have so much carryover, so right off the bat, you're going to be good. It's just a matter of learning the rest of the skills you need to take you to the mountaintop.
Well, there's that. Then there's some guys that just can't take the hit.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Being super tough, You remember Michael Cease? He's a Pennsylvania guy.
Yeah.
Little guy. So I was training with him a little bit. I got, Mike, come do some fights with me. He went 2-2 amateur.
Did he?
Wow,
he's a savage.
So one time he took a dude down. He punched the guy so much that his arms got fucking fried, zapped. We're like noodles. And he couldn't even, keep his hands up to defend his face when he got back.
Oh, man.
Which is...
You know what? I had to tell you, that probably would have happened to me if the first, I don't know, I did, how many, I think I did 4 amateur fights, and they all were they were 2 minutes, something like that.
You almost threw a man out of the cage. I watched the interview. You're like, is it illegal to throw him? Do I win if he goes out of the cage?
It should be like old school Tekken. You know what I mean? You get a ring out, that's a round for me. You know, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It was actually, but it was in a it was in a ring.
It was.
I inside tripped this guy through the ropes.
Dang!
And I rode him like a sled onto his head at the end of the first round.
Yeah. Oh god!
He came out in the second. I beat him up in the second, and then it was for the Shine fights.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 3 fights in one night.
Right.
Yeah. But shit, man. So what? So you were. So when I hit you up, you were training at the Nitty Lion.
It was called
right?
Lionheart.
Lionheart. Yes.
Yep.
It was you. Who was that cat from Pittsburgh?
Did you just
Coker?
Did you just make up Nitty Lion?
Yeah, he made that up. Yeah. that was made up. Yeah. Confirmed. Confirmed. That was made up.
But hang on. Penn State. It was the Nitty Lions. Anyways, so it was you and who's that cat from Pittsburgh?
Coker. Matt Coker.
Whatever happened to him?
He never wanted to fight. He just wanted to train.
Oh. Because I wrestled my very first college wrestling match in a duel was against Matt Coker. And
Yeah, he was mean. You know, he's a nice. Yo, he was a nice enough guy. I mean, cool guy, loves a good time. But that sucker was mean on the wrestling mat.
Yeah, he majored me like 13-2. I think I just got out twice.
Oh,
wasn't good.
ugh.
And we were at Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, now see, he was showing off for his wife.
Yeah, was he married at the time?
Yeah, most likely.
Damn, is he still married?
I believe his wife passed. I believe.
Oh damn.
Yeah, real sad.
Yeah. Because he's a goddamn. How many time All-American was he?
At least 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3. Yeah.
So Stan, it's my very first wrestling match. We take a coach bus into Pittsburgh. You know, somehow we get our hands on like the pamphlet for the night. I see my opponent. He only had a mustache. Like he grew. Remember that? Like I'm like, dude, this guy's awesome. Like, and he's a returning All-American. Like, fuck.
Yep. Yep.
The goddamn redshirt freshman
with a handlebar mustache.
Well, like now that you just said that, he must have shaved it. Yesterday, we just had Craig Jones on before you, the jiu-jitsu guy. He had a handlebar mustache yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
I
don't think he had it today, right? He didn't have that. We would have noticed that.
You just talked to him.
Yeah. I don't
like that just happened.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
he had like a 5 o'clock shadow going stand.
Yeah, he must have shaved.
I would have noticed it.
But yesterday,
you looking at his Instagram from yesterday?
Well, I saw he posted a photo of him in like a singlet.
Oh, okay.
Like a thong singlet.
That's pretty awesome.
Talking about how he's going to have an OnlyFans account.
No.
Because he just lost a grappling match.
Who'd he lose?
Mason Fowler at Submission Underground.
Okay.
Like controversial though.
Yeah.
The referee stopped the fight off of what he called a verbal submission because the guy Mason Fowler had a body lock and a face crank, and Craig Jones went, ugh! So the referee stopped the fight and was like, you tapped. And he was like, I didn't fucking tap. What are you talking about?
But Phil, you know at that level, like let's say they call a fight and you get the look like this, like, dude, what the fuck? That you're like, oh
yeah.
Probably shouldn't have called that.
Probably shouldn't have called it. Yeah, for sure.
Like when you give the real verbal tap and they stop, you're like, all right, like, thank you.
Exactly. Yep, thank you.
But when you look up and go, what the fuck, dude? Are you kidding me? It's like, oh, my bad.
Yo, so tell me this: they can restart the match, but they don't do it often.
No, I think it depends on the state though too.
Now, I know the rules have changed a bunch just since I've been fighting, but I've definitely seen that happen, and I don't know. Maybe is that. I guess that's a question to one of you guys. Is that one of the rule changes that's taking place?
I'm not sure. Only time I can really remember it happening in the UFC was remember back in the day, Sakuraba got beat by Conan Silveria in Japan, and they were like, "No, we're restarting this fucking match." They were like, "Why?" And they were like, "Because the crowd's about to riot." Because it was like one of those like he didn't really tap, but he was about to be armbarred,
right?
And then they restarted the match, and Sakuraba won. And then they were like, "Yeah, this one's official. Forget about the other result."
Right.
But other than that,
they had goddamn fucking a gang running the fucking show over there now.
Probably the Yakuza was involved in somewhat.
I think you meant allegedly there was a gang running the show.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I know those guys. They're stand-up guys. But allegedly, people say it.
Well,
I have heard that.
Like all my friends I call, I'm getting with the gang tonight,
Yeah, me and the gang,
Yeah, yeah, babe, going out with the gang.
It's just a thing people say, really.
Yeah. So, Stan, one thing you may not know, like, Phil's like one of those guys. Like, he's funny, he's down to earth. Like, you can't get him offended. He's a jokester.
Yeah.
You know what? You had already, I think, you might have already left for California. When I was like, I want to start hanging out with this guy. Because, so here's how I got Phil's number. Phil's dad would go into a flower shop my mom worked at frequently. Or not frequently, just whatever. And,
my dad's a player, so, he's constantly,
shooting shots.
Buying flowers.
Well, so. So he's, and obviously he's super proud of his son, so he's in there like, hey, my son. Because I think my mom probably fucking hung up like a fight poster of me or whatever, and he's like,
yep.
So I think it started even with wrestling. Like my son wrestled.
Yeah, for sure it did.
My son wrestled at Penn State. Like, my son wrestled at Bloomsburg. They're both Division I. Like, okay, so we're like on this platform. We can talk a little bit because when people are like, oh, my son wrestles. Like where? Like, he's on JV. Like, what grade's he in? He's a senior. Like, okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, that's totally my dad. He has like a network of people that he just like. Cause my dad retired probably 2002. That sounds about right. 2002. So after that, he was just like living life, and I'm pretty sure he just thought he was doing what most people do, send their kid to college, and hey, wish me the best, send me off. Here's some money for groceries, all of that. He's like, oh man, okay, you're doing good. You're doing good on the wrestling team. Oh, okay, yeah, you won wrestle off, sorry. All right, you're gonna wrestle? Cool, I'm coming. Okay, you're getting good. And then as this whole thing, my whole college career was unfolding, and Dennis kind of knows. Like I was decent in high school, but not not lights out.
So that flower shop was a U-Sticks.
Yeah, U-Sticks. And
he had two kids that were animals, complete savages.
Yep.
Who was it? Ivan and Alex.
Yep, Ivan and Alex. And probably
the reason why your dad went to that flower shop to talk wrestling.
Exactly. I'm telling you, that was it, bro. That's what I was going to tell you. He has a network of people where he gets that social outlet. He's just talking to people about wrestling, and especially when they got kids that wrestle too. It's like, oh, how'd your kid do this week? Oh, they're going against Clarion this week. The Clarion was pretty tough. He lives for that, dude.
Yeah. But in high school, you weren't the freak you were in college? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was all right. I was not like...
No state titles.
No. State semis.
Yeah.
No state titles.
So my mom, good thing she... Was I wrestling in high school when you guys were? The thing is,
maybe at the end. I feel like you might have been at mid-pins. When they still had mid-pins.
Oh, that's the yeah, I wrestled in that. I lost to who's your guys? He bounced through a couple weight classes. He had two older brothers. He wrestled for Penn State. I think he became a national champion at 65. He's probably like 2 years younger than me. I'm 2 years younger than you. His one brother wrestled at Lockhaven. You say the last name, I'll fucking... Yep, that's it.
Let's see.
Right?
Quentin Wright?
Quentin Wright. His older brother wrestled for Lockhaven when I was in high school.
He wrestled 97.
He was beating me to, like, All-American, if you will, for the mid-pens.
Yeah.
Or, like, to place.
Yep.
He was beating me, so I went for broke. I tried to side the head off him, and he went, not today. And he fucking ended up backing me.
Oh, man.
Like, in the third, I'm down, like, it was like 7-3. You know, I couldn't, like, really, you know, so I was like, fuck it. I went for it. He was like, right to my back, pinned me. I was like, oh. And then Quentin Wright ended up becoming, you know, he's the best of all of them, right?
Yeah, of course.
By
far. You know what's crazy? We were just talking, who was I talking with? Maybe Ed or someone else. But when you look back from, like, when Pig State started getting really good, and I was kind of like the catalyst that kicked it off. After that, it was like, in a row, it was like Quentin Wright, who was a 2-time national champ. And like now, like there's just been so many champs, multiple time champs. Somehow he gets like lost in the shuffle. That man was dope.
Right. Was
long legs, man. You couldn't do nothing with this guy. He was like a spider.
His actual physique in terms of like muscle mass, you're like,
yeah, I got him.
But like this dude would be like, nope. Oh,
nope.
You think is there any chance he got the Phil Davis fucking cradle? Like, dude, like.
Bro, this man, he's Gumby. He's just like, it was, for as long as he was, guys that are usually that tall and long don't really have that, like, strong takedown power. And he'd take you down and he would just ride you.
Yeah. Man. That guy was. How, like, so, one of my good homies is Pat Cummings, who wrestled there. He was 3 years older than you, was he?
Oh,
Pat's 38, I believe.
Yeah, but he was 4 years ahead of me.
Okay, so you.
Yeah, I was on the team
graduated when you came in.
Yes.
Okay.
Correction.
So
Pat's 39.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Jesus, and he just retired. Like.
Yeah. No, he was a senior. He was a 4th year when I was a freshman. So my redshirt year, he was man, you know what? I don't think he redshirt. I think that's what it was. I don't think he redshirt. I think he came.
Well, he did get in like a little bit of trouble, which fucked up some shit too.
Yeah, but that was afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was afterwards. But yeah, I think he went straight through.
Yeah, but his brother,
the younger one or older one?
Younger one.
AJ.
AJ. He's hang on. So like Pat's like my boy, and then AJ, I'm like, do I like you better? Because Pat can be a fucking like dick.
Oh and for sure.
Who you are? Like he just has he's actually like a mean person. Like he's similar probably to Koscheck. Like he only likes like
Pat. Pat, nicest guy in the world to me.
Really?
Nicest guy in the world to me.
But hang on, it's Stan, if you hung out with him for more than 24 hours, there'd be something that you did that you like.
Or we just,
like,
give it time.
Or it would be like the rule of 3, and we would just make fun of you the whole time.
That's true too. That's most likely what would happen.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Or you guys would team up and make fun of me. Either way.
Yeah. AJ, 2 stud older brothers. You know what? Because Phil, you have an older brother, no?
I have 2 older brothers.
And did they wrestle?
One of them did. So I started wrestling in 7th grade, and middle of 8th grade, my brother was like, yeah, you know what? You're doing good at this wrestling thing. I want to give it a shot. So he went out for the high school team, and he's 3 years ahead of me. So we wrestled together my freshman year, his senior year, which was the best memories of my life. We checked off everything on our list. We got it all done. We did back-to-back pins. There was a time we went to a tournament. We were on side-by-side mats. Like, we slammed our guys right towards each other in the center. Got double pins.
Your dad, fucking love that.
Oh, my. Yeah, I look back and I'm like, I can't wait to do this with my kids, but it will probably never happen. Like,
yeah, I mean.
Oh, man.
So I've got 2 boys. I'm constantly asking dads. If you don't think I don't want your dad in the show, you're out of your mind. I'm constantly asking them dads of, like, boys that, like, crushed it. Like, how did you make them animals? You know?
You know what? My dad, well, for starters, my dad ran track. And he was a state champion hurdler.
So you had good genetics off the jump, is what you're saying.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. And my mom, on the other hand, she's like, she's the type of person, she'll work out, but she refuses to sweat. Like, if it causes her to sweat, she's like, I'm done.
Yeah, my lady, the same thing. Is like, yeah, I want to do this, but I'll start sweating. I'm like, that's the reason why you...
Yeah. I just don't want to sweat. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things, man. You get into that thing early on in life, and you're like, oh, man, I get sweaty, I get sticky. I just don't want to do it. And then later on, you're like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, did your dad... Your dad actually... So, my dad used to, like, we all caught it. What? What'd you do? Like, hey, boy, don't do it. Like, all right. You know, so we walked, like, the straight line. Yeah. And then, so one thing, though, everybody reacts to things differently. You know, so for me and my brothers, like, my dad didn't really come to our event. So it's like, we had to really fucking do good. Like, yo, Dad, I fucking pinned this guy in like 12 seconds. Like, you gotta come see the next one.
Yeah.
I'll do it again, you know?
Yeah.
Football game, same thing, where your dad was like in your corner, no?
Yeah. Hell, my dad was probably in your corner. Like, if your parents weren't there, all right, son, let's go to the mat. Like, they just called you.
and he didn't have any wrestling background, huh?
Nah. Nope. No, you know what? Honestly, like, my dad was super supportive, but like, at first he would like watch videos, instructionals, and then he would like reteach it to us, or like, hey, suggest like, hey, do this in this position, whatever. And then after a while, quickly we surpassed his knowledge that he could even really give to us.
Right.
So after that, he was like, all right, man, I'll drive you guys to the tournaments. Let's go. And that was it.
But I mean, in watching it all the time and seeing high level guys do the right thing, he probably was like, okay, that's good. My son's doing that. He's winning that. Like,
right.
By the time we were national champion, he was like, yep, that was a good match. Or,
oh yeah. I mean, you know, it's the parents they're educated. They know when it's a real two.
Not my dad. My dad one time came to me. I'm like, Dad, I'll get out there. I'll pin the guy real quick. You go back to work. Because his shop was only 2 miles away. So I go out there. I beat the kid like 8-2. At one point, the kid had me, and I think I did a Granby.
Yeah.
And, right? So whatever. I kind of beat the shit out of the kid. Come on. Yo, Dad, how'd I do? He's like, I almost had you. He almost stuck me. I was like, what? And like, there's a few I lost. Like, why did you stand up? Like, what? What do you mean? Why didn't I just stand up? Like, so that was what I was dealing with, you know? So I was trying to just anybody I wrestled with, like, make it look like this guy didn't know how to wrestle, but I was like, good job.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I also came from a smaller town where I didn't even know about Fargo until my senior year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's,
We were kind
as
of
you
like
know.
a big fish in a small pond, if you will,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fargo's where it's at, man. You know, it's crazy. My high school coach, man, I was so lucky, so blessed to have good high school coaches. And
Jackhammer?
wherever Jackhammer was, man, I trained at so many different clubs. That was a club team.
That was Central Dolphin, was it? Or which Dolphin was?
Yeah, Central Dolphin was the Jackhammers. I trained with.
I remember I was visiting my mom for like in high school, right? You were probably all in. I was like, wherever I went, like, can I wrestle? You know, I was like, Mom, there's a wrestling club. Like, all right. I think actually your dad probably hooked it up. Where I went into Jackhammer and wrestled, you know, one weekend or whatever.
Yeah. Yes. You know what? Now I think about it, Central Dolphin is the Jackhammers because my little cousin Kenny Courts. You remember Kenny?
Can't say I do. If I saw him,
yeah, for sure. If you saw
where did he wrestle at?
Central Dolphin.
No, he didn't wrestle in college though.
Oh yeah, he wrestled at Ohio State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He did all right. He's still going. Going. So, but yeah, he was in Jackhammer's club. But yeah, I would train at Jackhammer's whenever I was. Their club was all right. I used to go there. I had a friend, Tyler Shovlin, and his little brother. I forget what his little brother's name was. But he used to take me over to Jackhammer's, and then after he graduated and left, I would go over to Northern High School for Icebreakers Club.
I want to say maybe I heard of it.
Yeah, and then I started going to Angry Fish out in Pittsburgh.
Damn.
So I was just all over the place. I was all over the map.
Let's bring it back into like MMA-ish. Like MMA, if you jump around between gyms, sometimes there's just like, what they got that I don't got? Like what?
Right.
Well, actually, way bigger in jiu-jitsu. I see that way more jiu-jitsu. I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah.
Where wrestling, it was encouraged to go to other, clubs and, mix it up.
Yep.
Pick up some things. But in jiu-jitsu, it's like, what? No, you do my style.
Exactly.
So
it is very weird. I mean, in MMA, guys are just scared to lose. You know? They're scared. If you train with them, can't fight them now. Like, I have my guys that I train with, and it's like there's like a rotating list of 2 guys that I won't fight. You know? And that's it.
Who are they?
Well, Alexander Gustafsson was on the list. He retired. He's back on the list. Well, technically he's not because he's a heavyweight now. But Alexander Gustafsson, he and I trained together for probably like 6 years. Yeah. I mean, that'll get you on the list. Right now, Emiliano Sordi, he won the last PFL $1 million tournament.
Okay.
And Oven St. Preux.
Okay. Like, those are your homies.
Those are my homies.
Like, I get,
like,
for me, because I guess it kind of like when you start fighting and
Brandon Vera as well, but he's also a heavyweight.
But so the Kamaru Usman, Gilbert Burns, where are you at with that? What are your thoughts on that? Because they've been training together for a fucking minute.
Yeah. But, I can't
or is that the, like, you know what, I'll fight you if it's only for a title? Because I definitely said this dudes I train with.
Sure. I mean, that's a fair agreement. And that's one of those, like, that talk wouldn't even happen over Twitter. At least not with my boys. You know?
Yeah, no, like in the gym. Yeah. Like, you're the champion, you see your boy on the rise, like, yo, man.
Time to have that talk.
You're good. Yeah. Actually, the very first time I trained with someone's MMA class, and I know it's going to be consecutive training.
Yeah.
It's almost like an unspoken thing. Like, that's my boy. I want him to do good.
Right.
The reason I fight him is if it's for a title, where I have nowhere else to go up.
Right.
You know?
So check it out. I was training. So I would train at Alliance down in San Diego, and then I would go up and train at AKA up in San Jose. And so I was doing this for probably the first 4 or 5 years of my career. And then DC got in the game. DC started training, doing well. And at one point, I was scheduled to fight somebody else. And I got asked to fight DC. And I was like, man, like, I love DC. But he's the guy who I've trained with, who I love, who I respect. He and I would have we would shake hands, it'd be a real handshake, and we'd shake hands afterwards and fight, whatever. And that's not like a knock against him.
Like, was that before you were in Bellator, before he was in the UFC?
What's that?
Was that before you were in Bellator and before he was in the UFC?
Yeah, when we were both in the UFC.
Oh.
Yeah. But, it just, and at that point, it's like, yeah, I've trained with him multiple times for, months at a time. But at the same time, my main training camp is down in San Diego, and his main training camp is up in San Jose.
Right.
It's
you
not
guys
like
cross-train a couple times.
Right. So, and at that point, it's like, I'd rather not, but, this is the fight game.
Right.
So it's not like that's, once I train with you, for sure, we can't fight. Like, and if you're going to not fight somebody, I would not fight DC. He's dope. But I was like, yeah, if we got to fight him, we fight him. Let's do it. But.
And yeah, speaking of the fight game, crazy times right now. They just closed your gym, right? They closed all gyms in California, right? Insane.
Sure did.
Yeah,
which is good because I got it in this morning.
And now you guys are on.
Oh, today was the day?
Yes, sir. Today at 6 p.m.
You guys are on lockdown again, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go get another workout in this evening.
Yeah.
As soon as this is all, as soon as we get off the phone here, I got limited time here.
Oh, yeah.
Teddy, I'm talking fight game, baby. Here, say what's up to the fellas.
Hi.
Hey!
Hey, that's Dennis the Menace. Say hi to
What's
Mr.
up,
Menace.
homie?
Hi. It's your Menace.
I met your grandpa.
Yeah, he knows Papa.
Mm-hmm.
Is Papa the best? Is Papa your favorite? All right, now he's getting shy.
Hey, listen, you're going to be a YouTube sensation. You're on TV right now. Say hi. Who do you want to give a shout out to? Who do you want to say hi to?
Hey, who are your friends?
Oh, he's clamming up. He's freezing up.
Oh, wow. You
Say
should
hi
have
to
written
Mason.
down.
Say hi to Mason and Manuel. What about London? What about London? Say hi to London. No, you don't want to say. Oh, okay, all right.
Your
You
mom?
went too far. You went too far, Dad. You talked about London.
How many kids you got, Phil?
Hello.
Just 2 boys. Yes, baby.
TV.
Okay, I got you.
What are their ages?
7 and 3.
I got 7 and 5.
Oh man, so all right, we're on deck then, bro. We're on deck. Yeah.
That was a 7-year-old right there?
That was the 3-year-old.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's huge, man.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's that's my.
All right. So let's say your kids get your genetics, your height, the whole 9. Do you want them to wrestle and fight, or do you have a different sport you would rather them?
So I'm getting them going. So Teddy's the one you just met, Theodore. He's like mean as mean can be. He's like Johnny Hendricks mean,
Yeah.
And PJ is my oldest boy, Philip Jr. He's more like me. He's He's laid back, but he's definitely very competitive. But he's real laid back about it. Once he likes something, he's all about it.
So what's the move? Because my oldest, he wants to play, any sport he's ever done a little bit of, I want to be professional in that. So, like, at first it was hockey, now it's football. Like, Dad, let's play football. Like, all right, like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, constant. And my little guy, who's like he's mean and nasty. As soon as he loses, he just fucking flips out and fucking like, I'm done. I'm like, I love that you're angry you lost. I just can't like refocus it because I'm definitely a sore loser. You're probably the same.
You know,
not talk to me after I lost. Never.
I wouldn't say I'm a sore loser. I would say I'm angry, but I keep it together. I'm like, good match, sir. Well done. And I go in the back and throw my headgear.
Oh, no. So for me, like, I keep my cool while the camera's on. As soon as I'm past the camera, like, I'm fucking, like, like, fucking, like, if my opponent, like, I've seen my opponent, like, down the hall while I'm, like, flipping out, he's like, ooh. Like, oh,
oh man, I remember kicking a bunch of trash cans after NCAAs, man. They just need to get the trash cans out of there. Get them out. Get them out. Somebody's gonna kick it over. I know I wasn't the only one kicking them.
Yeah. Supposedly, after the Ricardo Lamas fight, I caused $5,000 worth of damage. I'm like, I fucking kicked like one garbage can. Like
allegedly.
So then, after the Stevens fight, I had somebody, like, follow me, like, dumb close. I'm like, you better get the fuck away from me, dude. Like, and then they had, you remember Chris Provino?
Yeah.
He came and was like, listen, they said, you know, you did a bunch of damage in New Mexico after your loss, or not New Mexico, in Mexico City after your loss to Raw. So, like, you're, like, one of the guys they, you know, keep a close eye. I'm like, fuck, get away!
Now I am going to do something.
Like, they said you did like 5,000. I'm like, no, that got me mad. I was like, I fucking didn't. I fucking threw like one garbage can. Fuck out of here. What was the garbage can? Like fucking Gucci shoes or some shit? Like, yeah.
You know, it's funny. I got like that only one time. Well, I wouldn't even say that bad, but after I lost to Rashad Evans, right? Fought Rashad. He was my first loss. And I get to the back and I'm like, hey, you know what's crazy? Like,
was that Bellator or UFC? UFC. Early.
Completely got my butt handed to me. But I wasn't beat up. I just got beat really good, you know? But guy, he was much better. And I was like, crap, man. I always thought if I lost, I'd get the hell beat out of me. Like, but I was complete to maximum exhaustion. And I was so mad. So we're doing the medical checks. And this commissioner is like, oh, I have to stay with you. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, lady. And I didn't say that to her. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I'm like going about my business, talking to my coach and this and this and this. And she was like right with me. And like the more I see her over my shoulder, I'm getting more and more mad. And so we go to get a medical check, and I had split my shin open, kicking, and he checked it, which is like, I already split it open fighting Tim Bosch, and I reopened it fighting Rashad Evans. And so I'm getting stitches, and she's like, well, you know, I have to stay here. I know you want to be with your people, but I can't leave until you give me a drug test. I'm like, okay, well, you want to give me the cup and I'll pee or whatever? She goes, well, you know, I have to escort you to the bathroom and be at the stall and everything. I'm like, okay. And I'm like laying back about to get stitches. And I'm like, all right, well, just give me the cup. So she gives me the cup. I whip it out right there. Bam. Start peeing in this cup right while I'm laying down on this table. And I pitch it off.
The three people in here, only you would be able to just whip it over your thigh into a cup. I would have to like hold that thing like vertical.
Well, and this is the bad part, bro. And so I pee, I pinch it off, and give it back. I'm like, here you go, man. Here's your drug test.
Like,
and
nice.
then check this out. As I hand it to her, because you know my hand covers the whole thing. As I hand it to her, I give it to her. She goes, "Oh my God, did you just pee this?" and I look at it, bro. The cup is all red, and I'm like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I pissed brown a
bro.
few times.
Does that count as a piss sample and a blood sample?
Yeah,
it was bad.
Sometimes I've definitely pissed after a fight, like, and it was brown, which is like the yellow become dehydrated, and the red.
A little, bro. I've never seen it like that before or after. This was red. It was red. I was, woo.
I remember actually, like, that fight to me was like, because, like, you were my guy who was like, yo, you could do it. But Rashad was my guy because he was the second wrestler off the Ultimate Fighter that was like,
yeah, of course,
wrestler. First was Koscheck. And then it was fucking Rashad. So Rashad's my dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this guy. And then, but you were like, my dude. Like, I thought you
hometown, of course.
Whatever, ride or die, you know?
Right.
Man. Because he was like, wasn't he the champion yet? Or.
Yeah, he was, he had just lost to. Who took him out? Machida? Yeah. Machida. Yeah. He lost Machida. And then
he had a couple wins. He beat Rampage, Tito, and then he fought Phil Davis.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna I could be a Phil, Davis fan, but like I could arguably say that Phil fought in UFC when UFC at 205 was like probably the deepest.
Murderers Row.
It was pretty deep. It was deep.
Like I trained with fucking Bosch, and I watched what you do to him. I was like, oh my lord, damn, hey.
And he is a caveman strong.
He's so strong.
He's so strong, so strong. You know, it sucks, man. I got bitter after that fight because so I got my patented one-handed Kimura for the finish. And the fight before that, okay, I was up at AKA training and with DC, everybody, and I took a fight on 6 days' notice, right? And I was like, cool, and when they asked me, I was like, should I do it? Well, for the same money, I'm going to fight a guy in November. And guaranteed, he's not going to be 0-2 in the UFC. This guy is 0-2 in the UFC, but both of those fights were fight of the night. So the guy's bringing it, but at the same time, he's 0-2. I have to take this fight, right? So I take the fight. The fight is against this guy named Rodney Wallace. And I take him down, beat him up, gets up, take him down, beat him up standing. And each time I get him down, my coach, Lloyd Irvin, has showed me this one-handed Kimura in the locker room, and I get him in it 3 separate times, and I just couldn't finish it. I was so close. It hurt, but it just wasn't a submission yet. And so it ended up being like a fight that was just not quite what I needed. And people were like, he sucks. I'm like, I took the fight on 6 days' notice, and I was so close 3 times. Then, flash forward a couple months, that was in August. I fought Tim Bosch like November 15th, and I finished him with the one-handed Kimura. People were like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I'm like, I almost did it to the last guy 3 times. Like, y'all didn't see that one? Like,
so me and Stan were talking about how, like, so right now, Kamaru, is he there? Kamaru's getting like a lot of heat right now. Like,
but by the way, that was my mom who was calling just now. So you in trouble.
No, but Kamaru's getting a lot of heat right now. Like snooze fest bullshit. Like me and Stan were saying how uneducated MMA fans are. Like they have no idea.
Right.
Like what you have to do to keep someone from moving, or what you have to do to hold someone down.
My God.
Like,
My God. Oh, did you forget take them down?
right. Well, and
With a-
when you
with a
take somebody down, they go, oh, they get fucking hype.
Yeah.
But when you hold them down, that's when the boos start hitting. You're like, he just took him down 30 seconds ago. What do you want him to do?
Let them up.
Yeah. So, but we're in like Japan. You never fought in Japan, right?
Never fought in Japan. Never had the pleasure. I heard it's awesome. It's just quiet.
Well, they just get the sport. They know what they're watching. So, like, when there's a transition or a pass on bottom, there's like a.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of one of those things. It kind of starts at the top. I really wish, people would say, for example, and sometimes you have an exciting day. Sometimes it's just a regular day, not that exciting. That's just life. In sports, there's some football games that are complete blowout, 60-0. So much so, you turn the channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way to predict excitement. There's just no way. I've seen fights. I'm like, man, I'm turning this off. This guy's just getting his ass handed to him. I don't want to see that.
Staying there, I'm like, oh, let's see if he dies or not.
Yeah, right. It's a hard element to make excitement, and most times the guys who do it best. There's a few guys. There's a few guys like Conor McGregor that I think the excitement factor with him is he does it up so much pre-fight that you're like, oh, I got to see this.
In the fight, he's very good in between exchanges with like.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Diaz brothers, and
Masvidal.
I'm going to take them out of that category because they are just like that. Like Conor does it up for excitement. Diaz brothers, bro, they are just like that. That's them. That's them on the mat.
Me and you, Phil.
Yeah.
We grew up in this wrestling background where in between takedowns we were like,
"What up?"
Our voices would have beat the shit. Our dads would have fucking like, "What the fuck? Are you showboating? Are you showboating? You would have been booed as you know what I mean?" So like for us, it's not organic.
No, it's not. It's not.
Conor might really be like that though too. Similar to like I think Masvidal's in that realm as well.
Oh, 100% Masvidal is.
Like as
like doing shit in between.
Yeah. Like even Masvidal, there's a picture. He had his tongue out. Like Usman hit him with an elbow. He stuck his tongue out, got hit with another elbow, and then was like,
Yep.
Like trying to goad him into a wild striking exchange. And then Usman went back into, forcing him against the fence, looking for takedowns. And all the people on the forums and casuals and fans are like, why didn't he just get off the fence?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why couldn't he just get away and punch him? It's kind of like when people get taken down, like Japan fans, ooh, and they clap. American fans are like, just stand up. Just get up.
But
stand up, bro.
I've done it like one or two times where it was totally organic. I didn't realize I was doing it, where I did like one of these or like.
Yeah, for sure.
And I got this like fucking weird high where like I became almost invincible, I felt. I was just in it like, yeah, let's go, versus like this makes fans do it.
Right.
I'm always trying to just win. So whatever makes me just win.
Anything that, here's my thing. Anything that takes you outside of yourself breaks your concentration. There's been times where I'm like, where I'm in an exchange or in the middle of a round, I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Come get some.
Yeah. And in that moment, you're like, I feel awesome. You're not like, right? It's weird.
Yeah.
But you can't tell a guy like, yo, in between striking exchanges, like, talk some shit. You'll feel better. I promise. Like, that's not, it's got to be an organic, like, that's all you got? Like, you got to feel the shit.
Nah, exactly. You got to feel it. The last thing I will do will be that guy on the internet, the showboat that gets beat up.
Oh
I
my!
will never be that
That's
guy.
probably why I'm not like before a fight. Like, let me just like off the jump. Come on, get some because you'll be a highlight reel quick. Like you have to be the third where you can see that guy's a little bit broken. Like, yeah, motherfucker, come get you some.
You know what's? It's very interesting, and maybe you guys can lean into this, see what you guys think. I believe that the internet as a whole, fans as a whole, when those guys lose, they will not let them live in the comments or in the memes. They just wear them out. And I'm like, yo, like this is what you guys like. You guys like when people talk crap. You guys like when they, get in there and do the extra stuff. And if they don't get it done, they don't get it done. Like,
my favorite was, so Conor McGregor was on this like surge. I was like, who the fuck's this dude? Yeah. He's getting all this attention. He's talking all this shit. So I was getting ready to fight with Carl. I was like, he's not faster than me. He's not stronger than me. He can't submit me. He can't knock me out. How does he win? Somebody took that clip, and then the next clip was me getting jabbed, dropped, and then guillotined.
Yeah.
I laughed. Maybe I'm crying inside, but I'm laughing.
Could be a combination of both.
Yeah. But I was like, holy shit. You motherfucker. Like, nice.
Yep. They won't let you live. They won't let you live, bro.
You win.
Internet, don't forget.
Yeah.
So from then on, I was like, he's going to be tough. I'm going to go there and give him my best.
The internet's undefeated.
You know what? The interview before the fight, my very first one, it felt so uncomfortable.
Were they telling you the same practically?
Yeah.
And then you have to mock what they say, and that's why everyone sounds so weird when they say it?
Right.
Like, say exactly what you said, but say it like this. And then you're like, yeah, I'm going to beat him tonight because I'm stronger than him. Like,
yeah. Yo, what's crazy is if we're hanging out playing spades or Monopoly, those are my games. Spades or Monopoly. Bro, you want to talk about trash? I'm next level. Next level. If you're talking about like busting and playing the dozens, I'm next level. But if it involves a fight, I'd rather just fight.
Well, the thing is, we've always spoken with our actions.
Yes.
Like, would you say, watch this, I'm going to pack you in fucking, 2.5 minutes.
Oh, really? That's how you
And then when you get up, you just go like this. Like, that's all we did.
That's it. That's it.
But we got this MMA game where, like, you got to be on your phone, be like, yeah, you said this? Okay.
It's so different. It's so different.
Promos, and I tell you what, if the wrestling community wants to come up, well, actually, you know what? Who are we talking to about that, Stan? There are some younger wrestlers starting to talk a little shit now.
When we had that group chat when we were talking like Aljamain, Gwiz,
yes,
Eric, your boy Eric Uresk.
Yeah. So check me out. So, what's his name? J.O. Jordan Oliver.
Yes,
he's that guy. He ain't got no problem letting you have it on the internet. He was. Who was he getting after? He was getting after one of my Penn State guys. It was either DT or Zane. I think it was Zane. He was talking. He was like, man, like, if you want that smoke, Zane, come get it. I'll beat the streets. I'll beat you. Like, I've been on these streets. I was like, I kind of like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what the wrestling community needs.
I was like, Zane, we just talking.
Yeah.
I was like,
because the thing is, like, it's weird because the wrestling community is such a, like,
respect,
humble,
proper, community. But then, like, we all look up to Gable and the Brands brothers, who were like complete fucking dickheads, like pushing people out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, oh man, like that's awesome. But like, when you really look at it, like, yeah, that's unsportsmanlike. The guy's already out of bounds. You push him further out of bounds, like
exactly.
But when people start at the mouth, it's like, whoa.
Too far, bro. Too far. Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Settle down, please.
But you can go. With that being said, you can go way further with the mouth than you can with your actual act. Like physically.
Yeah.
When you physically do it, like, all right, you earned the right. Go on.
Yeah.
You do that dude out of the you got him very close out of the cage. I watched that many of times where you had the guy in the single leg actually trying to throw him out of the cage.
Bro, he was close, but the other thing was he's like 6'5", so he's halfway helping me out.
Thing.
You know what? I'm gonna post that picture tomorrow. Yes. I'm posting that picture tomorrow. My homeboy has we went out for like date night, and he and I took our wives, and we went out. It was so funny. I got a picture with all of our kids, and I just got like 3 or 4 kids in my arms, and he's like, Uncle Phil by day, Uncle Phil by night. Same. I'll show you. It's hilarious.
Man.
Posted.
Yeah.
So, Phil, can we get you on more relatively? I mean, we've had you on here for a while. You still got a workout. I want to let you get your shit in. But this is what we're about. We're not like,
come on. This is my last workout for 3 weeks, and you hold. This is. I get that this is the Dennis and the Man show, but I still got stuff to do tonight.
I know. I'm trying to let you go do your thing. But what I'm saying is, like, can we get the Phil back on? Can we get Uncle Phil back on the show?
Yeah. You got me.
Yeah,
you got me.
Right, we should shit. Give a talk.
You got me.
Next time we'll talk a little more fighting because now we got the whole the Menace and Phil Davis backstory. What's your dad's name?
Well, they can keep going probably.
Oh, definitely. What's your dad's name, Phil?
Joe Davis.
We got the whole Joe and Lynn story.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get more into it. We'll go over some fights. Maybe you'll have some news breaking or something in the next couple weeks. I see Bellator's coming back to Connecticut.
Oh, maybe I will.
Oh. All right. I like that.
I like it a lot.
But yeah.
I can't tell. Maybe it's because I don't know.
Well,
I'm going to take that you're fighting Connecticut.
Well, we'll see.
If it happens, everywhere's
Lord willing.
Everywhere's closing down right now.
How about we put it that way? Lord willing.
Yeah.
You know, these are crazy times, and it would be it's always...
hang on. The thing is, Phil, if you don't think we can pull the Menace of the Man media card to be there, come on.
Hey, you're not too far away.
We've done PFL multiple times. Stan, have we done Bellator before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd have to shoot the shot. The Bellator guy doesn't like me.
Well, I can see why.
What's his name? You know, CJ?
CJ, yeah.
Yeah, he's not a big fan of mine. No, because I went...
Wait. CJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. CJ's my boy. Maybe I can massage that for you.
Massage it. It's a misunderstanding. Yeah. What happened was...
All right.
Remember Marco Scalval? He was the Bellator champion. He fought Dantas. So I trained with him for years. I flew out to California to one of his fights. We got press passes.
This real quick.
All right. We got press passes. We're sitting there hanging out. And then after the fight, he saw me, and I was in the media row. He came up to me, and you know how they tell you not to talk to fighters?
Sure.
He came. I didn't say a word to him. He knew who I was. He came up to me, started crying. He just lost. So his eye was swollen shut. He was all fucked up. He started crying, hugging me, leaning on my shoulder. He starts pulling me and my other boy in the back. And then he pulls us in the back, and then CJ sees us go in the back, and he just lost it on me.
Oh,
yeah. And I was like,
that can be rectified there.
Yeah. And then I told him, I'm like, I didn't say nothing bad. I was like, he pulled us back here. I know him. He was like, it doesn't matter. Get out of here. And then I was like, all right. And then, and then nothing. And then he sent me I don't know the word I'd use, but just I guess a nasty email. You know, he wrote I didn't appreciate your conduct. It was not how a media member's supposed to act. And then I wrote him back listen, I train with Laura. I'm one of his students. I'm his training partner. I was going to be in his corner, but I got here too late, blah, blah, blah. And then just no response. And then I've never tried Bellator again since then. But for Phil Davis, we'll shoot that shot.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see what I can do there.
I like that.
It's just a misunderstanding. Nobody got too bent out of shape, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, complete misunderstanding.
But, you know, and especially when man's doing his job, you know?
Oh, and then the funniest thing, so I trained with Lauro. I grew up in this sport. I trained with Dennis. That's how me and Dennis became friends. And then I trained with Eric Uresk when I was a little kid. You know, I've been around it for a minute. That's what the guy said to me that had me like, oh, really? I was like, oh, no, I know Lauro. I train with him. He was like, it's okay. I like to fanboy out every now and then, too. And I was like, fanboy? Fanboy? I'm not fanboying out. He pulled me back here. What the fuck? But it happens. But Phil, we'll let you get to that training. Thank you for stopping by, Menace and the Man. You're a legend. Menace always sings your praises, and now I understand why.
We've been trying to, like, I've been saying to get him on the show since episode fucking 10.
Wow, I thought you were going to say 1, but sure. That's still encouraging, though.
Well, I mean, I started thinking about who I actually know. I try to stay local. I'm like, well, Phil Davis is a big deal. We got to get him on here.
Thanks, man. Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you guys.
What's what we do? Get out of here, shoot the shit. Fucking have kids on the show. We don't give a fucking shit. Curse.
Yeah, he just crashed the show. I mean, I gotta send you his appearance fee. I'll invoice you guys.
All right.
Yeah, and next time he'll be more comfortable. Mason's getting that shout out. Everyone's getting their shout outs.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk to you soon, Phil. Stay safe out there.
All right, Phil. Awesome, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, man.
I say that sometimes. I'm like, I've been thinking about you since episode. Should I always say 1 from now on?
Yep.
All
right, so now we'll do a few minutes with Avril Mathie, and then we'll wrap this bitch up.
Who?
The Australian model boxer chick.
Oh, I thought we were gonna get my fucking military dude on.
Well, we'll just do Avril for 15 minutes, and then we'll go for your military dude. Does that work?
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
We get it at the same time? Oh, there he is. You let him in.
Oh, that's who jumped in.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Dennis looks like he's about to go to a fucking rave.
Listen, Doug, Soflete, pioneer, military, missionary, man. I was like, the thing is, I watch your posts. I watch all Soflete things. You guys are shooting fucking bazookas with, unbuttoned flower shirts, sunglasses on. So I figured it was only appropriate, right?
Bro, we've hung out with our fucking wings out before. It's not surprising to me that you look fucking good for a podcast.
But real quick, Doug, this is my co-host, Stan the Man. Welcome to Menace and the Man.
What's up, guys? Stan, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I know you're just a complete, killer badass. Can you give us the...
This is not true. This is a gross overstatement. I'm a overpaid school teacher for people who don't speak English.
I like that.
Is that where we're sticking with that? For real?
So, yeah, I mean, when you met us in Iraq, you came for, a USO tour, and it was you and freaking Diego and...
Diego Sanchez, Ash Evans Smith.
Yep.
And filthy Tom Lawler. Tom Lawler.
Well, it was super funny. I love the fact that you guys heard that we had booze, which we did. And it was, I was literally Phil was like, oh man, these fucking dudes are going to come over. And you showed up and I was like, first of all, this dude's built like a regular guy. And then Phil got drunk and thought he was going to fight you. And you were you having the hucklebuck in 5 seconds. Have you posted the video of that yet?
I put it on my story. I didn't leave it up just because, I didn't want anyone to get in trouble. I didn't want, and I also waited years to put it up.
Phil has the COVID right now, so, it's totally cool. Well, he has, no symptoms. He's tested for the burgeoning antibodies or whatever, so he's like, oh, man, can't possibly make it to work, guys.
Wow. So, hang on. What branch are you? Like, in my head, you're a Navy SEAL, but you're not in the Navy.
No, man. I'm an Army Green Beret.
Green Beret, which is like equivalent to like a Navy SEAL, no?
Man, I don't think there's like an actual equivalent. We all have different jobs. So we all work for the same boss, which is Special Operations Command, and we all do different things. So like Naval Special Warfare.
You're soft.
Yeah, Special Operations
Forces.
Oh. Well, here, I just have a question, Doug. I think we're going to go way deeper with you than we are with this other girl. Can we possibly delay this interview 10 minutes?
Fuck yeah, man.
Hang on.
I don't know. What are we gonna talk to her about with the military?
We can leave Doug in here. We'll bring her in.
All right, that works.
Doug, you in?
Dude, I'm fucking always in. I was laughing because Dennis told me to be ready for this at 7, and I was ready at 7. I had my dick in my hand. I was hard. I took my Viagra. I was like, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, I don't think this thing's gonna work anymore.
No, so Stan, give the intro of the girl that you're about to have on. She's like an Australian chick.
Australian model, pro boxer.
I love Australians. They're great.
Yeah.
So how do you want to introduce you, Doug? Military?
Yeah, well, so you can say that I'm one of Dennis's good rat friends from Iraq.
I like that.
we dressed Dennis up like a Barbie doll, and like a tactical Barbie doll. We gave him guns. We let him drive around in a Razor and shoot at things.
Hang on, so Doug, we're gonna have her on. You're gonna send the invite out to her.
I'm gonna send the invite. What's up, Avril?
Hello.
Very Australian.
Sorry, I was just eating.
I'm a good.
While I was waiting for it to kick in, I'm like trying to eat off the side of the camera. I'm like,
what does a girl of your stature eat? Like kale?
Right now, I'm eating a crab sandwich with pickles, and it's phenomenal.
Wow.
Yeah, no, Menace. From what I see on her social media, she's on that Algeri tip. She's always eating like good Yeah, she's eating good shit.
Almost fell on the computer.
Well, Avril Mathie, finally welcome to Menace and the Man. Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace, and that's our boy Doug. He's a military man from Iraq, Dennis's friend.
Hello, how are you?
What's going on? How are you, Avril?
We had on Craig Jones. Do you know who Craig Jones is?
Yeah, he's an Aussie. UFC, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just had him on earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, why didn't you link that together earlier?
I don't know. I didn't think of it. I thought earlier today. I thought an all Australian episode, but then we started getting Phil Davis.
Stan, are you really qualified to be the producer of this show, or are you just one of Dennis's high school buddies?
No, no, I'm not. I'm underqualified. I'm Dennis's training buddy.
Nice. You have good hair, though. That counts for something.
Oh, great hair.
Pretty good hair.
That's all I got going for me.
So it's Avril, right? Like Avril Lavigne?
Yeah, same. Uh-huh.
So you're a model and a boxer.
That's correct.
I feel like the only other person I know could do that is Chris Algieri.
This is true. He has the hair for it.
He's got great hair. Better than Stan's hair, right? Or
well, I don't want to insult anyone here, but
yeah, no. When Algieri had this look, it was amazing. When he had the long hair going. Yeah. But yes, that's actually how I got turned on to Avril, was from Chris Algieri.
Ah, okay, cool, yeah.
Yes.
Very good friend of mine for a long time now.
Yes.
So when did you get into boxing?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, how old are you when you started getting into boxing?
Oh, 25. I started late, yeah.
It is late, yeah.
Before that, I was doing Muay Thai, but I wasn't fighting with Muay Thai. I was just training, like just for fitness. And I didn't really have any interest in fighting because Muay Thai is like two people stand in front of each other and hit and kick the shit out of each other. And whoever's like faster, stronger, tougher, can take more punishment is going to win the fight. But I broke my foot when I was doing Muay Thai. And so I couldn't kick or knee, but I could hobble around on the outside of my foot because it was my big toe actually specifically. And the ligament that attached it to my foot was like torn. So I could put weight on the outside of my foot. So I was like, okay, well, I can still box. It's like the only thing I can do. I couldn't jump, couldn't run, nothing. And so I started boxing, and the coach I had at the time, he started teaching me more the tactical side of it rather than just like throwing punches and combos for fitness style kind of. And so that was when I became interested in fighting for the first time, because I was like, all right, like, let me see if I'm doing this right. I need, like, throw punches at me. Let's go. And I had my first fight like 6 months later, and I was just addicted. And yeah.
I would have hated trading you. I hate when a girl's like, come on, like, what do you got? I'm like, stop. No.
Well, I was sparring with other
Unless I got, like, when people say, like, let me see what you got, there's this, like, seriousness, but, like, how you just say, like, come on, let me see what you got. I'm like, oh, don't do that.
Well, no, it wasn't
your best shot, motherfucker. Like, like, let's play this game.
Chris really likes to talk shit. I know this for a fact.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm just, it's, cause Avril, you've been in this gym with girls that are like, yeah, I just want to, like, this is fun. But, like, you take it seriously.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, like, when someone says it with, like, yo, give it to me straight, like, all right. But how you just said it, like, let me see what you got. I'm like,
yeah, like, I didn't actually say it like that to.
I know. I know.
Like the general gist, you know?
Like, there's no way she said it like that.
No, it's more like, I'm instead of throwing punches at the pads or my coach throwing them over my shoulder on purpose, I was like, no, can you throw it at my face? Because I want to see that I'm like moving right and whatever. And then, so he set me up some sparring, and obviously, like, whenever you first start sparring,
you hit somebody, you're like, this is awesome.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, in Australia, there's not that many girls that box. So most of the girls that do box are like state champion, national champion level, because they're the only girls in it, and they've been doing it since they were kids. So they're amazing, for the level in Australia. And so I'm straight in, like, my first sparring was girls that are like national champions, which was great experience because, once they know how to work when they've been doing it a long time, they're not just going to come and kill you like another person like that's new like myself would. But yeah, so it was a really good experience that I had first coming up through the ranks. And it's cool because then years later when I moved to Miami to like take boxing more seriously, one of the girls that was like a national champion when I was first starting and would spar with occasionally, she moved to Miami also. And we were like, almost on the same level kind of thing. So that was really cool to like see the progress going from like nothing to like, of a good level. So
like, is there like combatives in your family? Was your dad a fighter? Like, where did you like, I want to hit people?
No one in my family is even athletic. Not at all. I'm the only athlete, the only one that really plays sports.
I'm like, what? Do you know why? Or you're just like, I don't know.
I don't know. I have a lot of energy, and I just like, I'm very competitive. Like, that's kind of what motivates me, is to just the challenge of it. And for me, boxing is the ultimate challenge because it's not just your body and it's not just your mind. It's like everything at once together. Like, you have to think in split seconds of time. It's kind of like a game of chess, but you're throwing your body on the line rather than just board. And I love that, like the challenge side of it, the intellectual. And that's why, no offense to Muay Thai, like Muay Thai is very tough, and the guys that do that, like, hats off. I don't know if I could. I have no interest in getting elbowed in the face, but I just also a lot more intellectual, and that's why I love it. And that's why I had the interest in fighting with boxing, whereas I never did with Muay Thai.
And also, the more you do it, the better you look in a bikini, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Boxing?
Like,
Does boxing make you look better in a bikini, Dennis?
I mean, I don't know. It's an endurance workout,
I've been doing this all wrong. I'm going to start boxing tomorrow.
So you can get your bikini on?
Yeah, but seriously,
Don, not your shorts.
Has Don King called yet? That's all. I want to hang out with Don King.
No. Is Don King still even in the game? I don't know. Is he?
Who cares? That dude's cool as shit. That dude's gangster.
I think they ran him out by this point.
Okay.
Him and Suge Knight should start a production company together. They get things done.
They would.
Avril, when's your next fight?
Well, even that. Wait, and even that.
Or...
Avril, I heard you broke the foot you said from Muay Thai, that's another reason why I reached out to you is because I see you just recently broke the leg.
Yeah, so I'm disabled right now.
Huh?
I have a broken ankle, so until I can at least walk again and I can get back to the gym, I'm not gonna like commit to any fights. So we just have to wait. And
you could do wheelchair boxing.
Yeah. Today I had my butt sat on the sand on the beach and I was playing volleyball, but I couldn't move, so I had to like use my abs to try and maneuver, and that was a workout.
Like, so real quick, like, you don't drink, right? You don't party.
I mean, I have a drink. I'll drink like one or two, but I don't get drunk anymore. Not since I was like 20.
Not since you're 20. What I mean, I don't know if I'm dumb or like you're not cool. I don't know.
Why?
Like I have a great time, but like I also know like the more I drink, the fatter I get. So it's like a weird.
Oh, yeah. And even that. So Doug and Avril, this is California Dennis. That's his attire. That's why he has the sunglasses on.
Oh, yeah.
Is this the thing? Like, is this because
if I was in Australia, this is what I'd be wearing.
You're an essential employee in Jersey, right? So like you're working through all this, right?
Long Island.
Long Island.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait. You just labeled us Jersey Shore? You were like, you guys are from New Jersey.
I'm from Texas, so everything in the Northeast is New Jersey to me. It's like New Hampshire, New Jersey.
Of the East Coast.
We've gotten that before. People are like, you guys are in Jersey, right? No, Long Island. Close enough, though.
Sorry, I figured that all the boxing was in New Jersey.
Yes. And Avril is currently in Miami. They just shut down Miami, right? Again?
Not really. They announced that they were going to, but then I think a lot of businesses turned around and were like, yeah, get fucked. So they had to compromise to make something happen. So they allowed gyms to stay open, but now you have to wear a mask in the gym. No matter what.
Cardio, right?
You have to wear a mask, which I'm quite happy to have a broken ankle right now. Let's just put it that way. And also restaurants, they at first said they were closing them, and then they changed their mind to say outdoor dining only was allowed. So everything's basically still as normal, but cinemas are closed, and like party venues and function venues and stuff are closed.
People in Miami are probably going nuts.
Oh yeah.
And the nightclubs were all closed already.
Do you eat, what's it called, Angemite or Megamite?
Vegemite.
Vegemite.
Yep, the best.
You love it.
I love it. Yeah, I recently.
I tried it. It tastes like rat poison.
It's the worst.
Last week, I had run out maybe like a month or two ago, and I was craving it so bad.
Shipments from your family, huh?
I spent $27 on Vegemite over Amazon. I was like, what am I doing? This stuff's like $2 a jar in Australia. But it was worth it. The shipping from Australia is exorbitant, so it's not worth getting it sent over.
What is it about Vegemite that you Australians just can't get enough of?
It's like imagine a vegetable soup. You know the stock, like the paste from the vegetable soup? It's like concentrated that. It's really salty, but it's got a bit of a flavor to it, so it's better than just salt. And I don't know. I love it.
I just love meat. So when you're vegetable,
okay, well, it's kind of a meaty flavor, like it could be. If you have it on toast with like avocado and like a poached egg, it's amazing.
I'm like, what are you giving me right now?
Bovril is made with beef, right? Like you guys have the Bovril?
I don't know.
You've not had that before?
Oh, that's a South African thing, I think. Yes, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was pronounced like that though.
I mean, yeah. How do you pronounce it in Australia?
I forget. We don't really have it in Australia.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing it written. I thought it was like overall or something like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Avril, let's cut the nonsense. Like, how many boyfriends do you really have?
I have one. He's amazing.
One?
Yeah, just one. I cut it.
Badass?
Had to cull the list because.
Was he really good looking?
Yeah, he's better looking than me.
What?
Yeah, when I post a picture of him on social media, I get guys commenting being like, "Listen, I'm not gay, but your boyfriend's prettier than you."
Yeah, no homo. He might be a male model.
Yeah, he
should. Is he a male model?
No, he's not. He's in the Coast Guard, so he's like a badass, like an actual real life badass. But
does he just use long sticks to push boat people into the water and then laugh about it? That's what most Australians do, right?
Oh my God, is that our reputation? That's terrible.
But every Australian soldier ever told me, they're like, yeah, man, being in the Navy is amazing. We just go out there and we sink boats and then we like watch them swim.
You know, everything in Australia says is a joke, right?
Absolutely, it's a joke. It's, you know, like, and I've learned that you call Australians champ, and they fucking love it.
They what? They don't like it?
They love it when you call them champ. Hey, champ.
Yeah.
It's like the best.
That's like the nickname that you just give to someone that you like.
Did you don't?
Oh, Avril, is your boyfriend? Is he the one, or does Stan have a chance one day?
Sorry, Dan. I'm good here. No offense. I'm sure you'd make a great boyfriend too, but I'm very happy with what I got.
Well, he's fat.
Why are Australians all so nice? She should just say that Stan is a shit cunt, and she's not into him.
Don't they use that word all the time in Australia, cunt?
Yeah, it's like if you call someone a cunt, it's like calling them mate. Like if we're buddies, I'd be like, oi, cunt. It's kind of trashy, but it's very commonly used. But if I was like, mate...
I feel like you're above that.
Yeah, no, I don't...
I've only hung out with trashy Australians.
It's more widely acceptable for guys to use it than for girls.
Okay.
But if someone was like, "Oh, you can't," like I wouldn't be insulted. I'd be like, "Okay, you're a little lower class, but whatever, we can still be friends." But if someone was like, "Mate, what's your problem?" Like that's how you would speak to someone that you're actually mad at.
Oh, I don't understand it. They say like cunt's cool, but like champ and mate are like fuck yous. It's like prison speak. I'm like, whoa.
Champ is good.
That's not what I heard. I heard it was a giant, like it was like prison speak. All the Australian guys that I ever worked with were like, "Don't call me champ, we'll fight."
Really?
Like, all right, man.
Maybe I've been out of the country for too long and I've just lost touch. I don't know.
What have you? Hang on. So I'm gonna throw shit at the wall, see the sticks. There's no chance you've ever done a shoey, right?
That's where you put alcohol in the shoe and drink from it. I haven't. That was actually widely popular after I left Australia, thank God, because it's not really my style.
Yeah, but I would imagine you probably have a fucking huge following in Australia, no?
Yeah. But no, I'm not going to drink shoe.
So, Stan, do you know Alex Volkanovski? He's a 145 featherweight UFC champion.
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
So Stan actually owes him a shoey. So we're going to film Stan doing like a couple laps around the track to prove that he's sweating. I'm going to pour a beer in his shoe, and Stan's going to do a shoey. We're going to put, now that we've told you, we're going to put you on the link too. We're going to tag you in it too.
All right. I look forward to this. Yeah.
Does this have to be like your shoe, or is it somebody else's shoe?
Just a shoe, a dirty shoe.
Doesn't matter.
What, Stan, you said if you proved that you were running in it would add to it, right?
Well, that's what we said to Alex. Like, does it have to be any shoe or what shoe? He's like, as long as it's a sweaty shoe, like a shoe someone's been wearing. And we were like, all right.
Yeah.
Avril, how Stan's Australian accent?
Give it a whirl.
Well, that was he's been doing it.
Yeah. I didn't even pick it up, so I'm sorry. I don't think, not quite there. Sorry, mate.
I did it for 1 second there. No, it's not that good. I got to work on it.
Pretty good. I liked it. I don't know anything about it though. I give you 2 thumbs up, Stan. You're like leading the pack right now. Best Australian accent on this show so far.
The second best Australian accent in this room. Yeah. I'm into it. So, Avril, the ankle injury, what'd they say recovery time was?
How did that happen? Let's back up. How the fuck that happen?
I was doing Jiu Jitsu and I was getting taken down. And so it's like me and the other guy were facing each other. And he
guy or girl?
Guy.
Okay.
And he put his foot behind mine to trip me and like throw me backwards. But as I went backwards, my foot got caught on the mat. And like, so if that's your foot, it just went like the wrong way. How a foot should not bend.
Was he a white belt?
Yeah.
Always
So
white
I though. It was fair. It was white belt on white belt, which is where injuries happen.
Some people have said that Stan the Man, the black belt.
Oh, no way. That's cool.
But
he like shrugged, like he was like.
Well, the thing is too. That's why I slid into Avril's DMs and was like, "Yo, we want to get you on the show," because I saw the X-ray and whatnot. I went through the same type of situation. I broke my leg on a takedown attempt.
Oh, what kind of break did she have, Stan?
She had just a fibula, but you were. The doctor probably said you were close to surgery, right?
Yeah. Actually, I was really lucky because even though it broke and it's like a spiral fracture, so it's kind of a weird one, but it stayed in place. Like the bones didn't move apart. So I was very lucky. But actually, I've fallen on it 4 more times since. And so every time I go back to the doctor, I'm like, oh, you need to get X-rayed again.
Are you a clumsy person?
Yeah, apparently. Well, I'm not used to operating life on one leg, and I don't really like to sit still. But to be fair, one of the times that I hit it, I was laying in bed with my leg up elevated on a washing basket, and I dozed off for a nap, and my foot fell out of bed, and it twisted and smashed on the side of the bed, and that was like one of the really bad ones. So
maybe a laundry basket was a poor choice, right?
Sorry?
A laundry basket may have been a poor choice.
Yeah, so since then I don't sleep with my leg up because you don't have control when you're sleeping, you know?
Yeah, so you lucked out there. Cause
Dan was his boyfriend. He would just hold it for you while you slept.
Well, unfortunately, my boyfriend has to do 48-hour shifts, so it was one of those times I think he was not around.
You lucked out.
Hey, you gotta weigh your options.
You lucked out avoiding the surgery, though. Because I had to get surgery. I was laid up. I didn't walk for all of 2017. I didn't walk for like 9 months. I suffered what's called a pylon fracture. I got 2 plates and 17 screws.
Oh, yours sounds far worse than mine. Mine, I'm lucky. Every time it's moved a little, like it's got a little worse from the fall since the initial accident, but I still don't need surgery, thank God.
Avril, you want to know the difference between your break and Stan's break?
What?
Nobody cares about Stan's break.
Poor Stan.
Funny, man. Dennis is making fun of him because he's fat, and he's like saying, "Man, I didn't walk for all of 2017." You're like, "Well, no shit, Dennis."
And that's how I got fat. Was my leg break. I used to be skinny. I used to have abs.
I tell you what,
Avril, his leg's been broken for over 2 years. It's better now.
But
yeah, it's tough though.
Yeah, my type of leg break, I was told never to run again.
Oh, stop being an enabler.
Just shut up, Menace, and let me relate to the guest.
He's like doing curls and ab workouts while her leg's broken still. You guys aren't relating at all.
She's a fitness model and a professional athlete. She knows what she's doing.
You're a potential black belt.
Yeah, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But Avril, like I asked before, what did they say your recovery time is?
Oh, I'll see the doctor on Friday for the 4-week appointment, and I'm hoping he's going to tell me, because initially he told me 4 to 6 weeks in a boot, but so I was like, yep, okay, I'm going to heal in 4. Like, I'm a fast healer. Let's go. And then I had all those falls after it, and I was like, okay, so maybe it's going to be more like 6. But actually, I almost fell on it again today, but I kind of caught myself, but it still hit the ground. It didn't even hurt. So I'm kind of thinking it's getting a lot stronger.
Yeah.
And maybe when I go back on Friday, pending what the X-ray says, he might let me like go swimming or move it a little bit or something. So we'll see.
I'll bet you the X-ray is going to say it's good, because they in the last couple years, they changed the way they treat breaks, and they think breaks heal better under pressure.
Uh-huh.
If that makes, you know what I mean? Like when I broke my leg, they just put it in a boot, and he was like, "I want you to try to walk in like 2 weeks." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, every day you got to put weight on it, because the pressure somehow makes the bones heal quicker.
Yeah, well, even like a couple of weeks ago, I couldn't put any pressure through my leg, but now I will lean on it, not with my whole body weight, but like when I'm on the edge of the bed or something, I'll put it on the ground and I'll have weight on it. So it definitely feels stronger and better. So I'm hoping that on Friday I'm going to get some really exciting news, but we'll see. I think probably it'll be like 6 weeks before I can take the boot off and actually start walking properly. So almost there. 2.5 weeks at worst.
Yeah. You don't play video games, do you?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Video games.
For idiots, stupid idiots.
Yeah, nah.
No, we play video games here. We're a video game show, kinda.
Okay.
No, we're not. Do you watch Netflix? What do you do when you can't move?
Well, I've been working on, so I have
like face portraits, like face modeling.
Yeah, I've just been taking like selfies all day, and no. What do I do? Oh, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, watching Netflix.
Okay.
I get on phone calls, like FaceTime with my friends from all over the world, like 2-3 hour conversations a few times a day.
Pretty awesome. From all over the world. You're well traveled, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm from Australia. I've been living in
How many friends do you think you have?
Sorry?
How many friends do you think you have?
Like really good friends that I would call and FaceTime and like catch up properly. Say, I don't know, somewhere like 10 to 20.
Wow.
That's a big group.
I've got like 4 and they're all in this Zoom right now.
Oh, me too. Oh.
But yes.
So there Dennis was talking to his Australian girlfriend. That's how the story is going to go, like tomorrow at the cafeteria. You never guess her name's Avril. She's awesome. Maybe she'll call us later.
Bosses like me.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just throwing shit at the wall like we like to do here, but something Doug does, right? You bring fighters out for like morale for the troops, right?
Well, they've been brought out to see us. To be honest with you, I've deployed 4 times now to Afghanistan and Iraq, and Dennis is the first celebrity I've ever met. And then he beat the shit out of my best friend, and it was the most awesome thing ever.
Oh, that's hilarious. Where were you stationed?
Well, when Dennis and I ran into each other, we were in northern Baghdad, and he came to our team house, and we shot guns inside, and we drank a bunch of, what was the last bottle of liqueur that you had that was so terrible that you and basically...
all I know is you guys didn't have beer, and I was like, well, I'll try and mix soda with whatever they have.
Phil's allergic, so he refused to buy it anymore because he didn't want to turn red. But yeah, they got really drunk. They shot guns in the team house. I walked out at like 3 a.m, and they were still partying, and I almost slipped on empty brass in the hallway. And I was like, oh, things have really gotten good in here since I went to bed.
Yeah, they were throwing grenades around.
Yeah,
Oh my
well, it was
God.
a good time.
Wild.
Don't waste any.
And like so they came in the room, they threw a grenade to Diego, who's sloshed. He bobbles it around. It falls to the ground. We all laugh. Then who's the smart guy?
Ryan?
Ryan was like, he's laughing at us. Like, we're all laughing now, but this could have been very, very bad. And then we continue to laugh.
I have nothing to do with which celebrities show up. I believe that the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders have actively been avoiding me for the last 15 years.
Oh, you met them?
No, but everyone else in Afghanistan has. Just every time they're anywhere, I'm not there.
Well, that was the shot I was shooting is maybe we can get Avril out there.
Well, no. So, Avril, while you're training, what kind of supplements are you taking?
I take collagen, like I make bone broth and I drink collagen, like bone broth every day. And then just like vitamin, like fish oil, magnesium, vitamin B, what else? Spirulina. That's it really.
You keep it very like basic. No, because I met Doug while I was still fighting, and he's got his own company called Soflete, and they make different kinds of proteins and pre-workouts. He sent me a few, and they're delicious.
Yeah, I'm not really into, I've never taken pre-workout and I'm not interested in taking it at all.
Frankly, Avril, I'm super surprised that you're not a vegan. I'm genuine.
Never, ever will I ever be a vegan. God, no. You know what? I really like dairy. Like, could not and seafood.
But we could probably get you hooked up with a couple protein shakes. No, you like take
for sure. I got no issues with that. I've been paying. Well, it's in Miami, so I don't even have to pay Australian tariffs.
Yeah, chocolate. Send me the chocolate. I like chocolate protein.
You got a delicious one.
Yeah, when we were deployed, all the Australian guys that were there, all the Anzacs, were like trying to get me to get orders in because they have to pay all the tariffs to get the stuff in Australia. So like, it was literally like cases of random supplements and stuff showing up at the base all the time for the Australian guys to stick in their containers to take home.
Yeah. I used to take BCAAs for a little while, and I tried a few different brands, but it would make me nauseous.
Well, there's no like real studies on BCAAs kind of improving. So the scientist that I work with is like, there's no science that says protein shakes make you stronger, but like it helps recovery.
It's adding extra protein to your diet. You can get you can get it from a protein shake. It doesn't matter.
Help with recovery, but like he told me pretty much take like creatine,
testosterone, cypionate.
I take creatine.
Creatine, beta alanine, fish oils, and vitamin D was like.
Yeah.
The head of Cal State Fullerton was like, that's.
Yeah. Well, I get plenty of vitamin D from the sun.
Yeah.
I get plenty of vitamin D too, but it's because I hang out with like real handsome dudes all the time.
Yeah, and they just like emanate the sun.
Doug, I love you.
Sorry, Dennis.
You're amazing.
And yes, Avril, I've seen you out on the balcony making posts about getting your vitamin D. Now, is that correlate with something you've seen about bone healing?
Yeah, so when I broke my ankle, I was like, all right, I'm healing so damn fast. Google, what do I have to eat? What do I have to do? And I asked Chris, actually, Algieri, and he sent me a list of all the amounts of the different like nutrients that I really need to focus on. And vitamin D was one of them, along with vitamin C, collagen, some other ones, iodine, and I forget the rest, but I have them all.
It's really good for your nails and hair, right?
All the pills. Sorry?
Collagen is really good for your nails and hair, right?
Yep, nails, hair, skin. It's like the building blocks of your tissues. They're really amazing.
It heals your joints
like tendons and ligaments, especially.
Yeah. It's supposed to actually heal your joints and ligaments.
Yep. Tendons, ligaments, joints, all that, all your like cartilage and stuff, that's all collagen. And so vitamin C, that helps your body to, like if you're consuming collagen, it helps your body to absorb it a lot, like more bioavailability or whatever the word is. And if you like just have vitamin C, it helps your body to produce it more naturally.
This feels like one of those gut health conversations where I want to believe that it's true.
Ankle health, freaking bone health.
I believe you. It sounds convincing, but also I haven't found a doctor that doesn't operate out of a strip mall selling collagen yet. It's weird.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the X-ray says on Friday. And if I'm healed, then I can shout from the rooftops that I know everything.
I will eat my hat.
2 weeks earlier. I was meant to. Well, Chris knows everything.
Chris Algieri is very knowledgeable, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, he's almost a doctor, Chris Algieri.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to be a doctor initially. And then, did he tell you the story?
Yes. Chris is a friend of the show. We've had him on a few times.
Yeah, okay, cool, yes.
Is Chris Algieri smarter than Eddie Bravo? That's what I want to know.
Books, yeah, and he's even into that. He's into that side of conspiracy and whatnot, I think, too. So, yeah, he's pretty intellectual, Chris Algieri.
I literally only listen to the Joe Rogan podcast to hear Eddie Bravo's newest theories on the universe.
Oh, yeah, those are my favorite clips from Joe Rogan. Anytime he has Eddie Bravo on, Eddie Bravo goes on those rants about the pedophilia rings, and then the best is when they'll say something and he just got squinty eyed. He goes, "Where'd you get your news? CNN? ABC?" And just discredits everything they say. But Avril, I think Friday you'll be getting some good news. Thank you for joining us. We don't want to keep you all night. We'll let you get back to keeping the leg elevated.
I need to finish my crab sandwich.
Finish that crab sandwich.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Nice to meet you.
Avril, it's nice to have you.
Good talking. And,
Next time we have you on, we want to hear about a street fight story you've ever had.
I only have one.
We want to hear next time we have you on.
And I don't even remember it. My best friend at the time, she laughingly tells the story to everybody. But
we'll get her on too.
Do you and her still talk?
Sorry?
Do you and her still talk?
Yeah, she's in Australia. So,
all right, so we'll have her on too, and she'll tell the story as well.
Yes.
I'll ask her, yeah, all right.
We want the street fight. We want an update on the leg, and then maybe you can give some of our man following some insight on how to land a boxing supermodel.
Okay, all right. Let's go search for them and tell me which ones you're looking for.
All right, sounds like a plan, Avril. Thank you again for the time.
All right, Avril, thanks for coming on.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I like how we're all waiting for her to sign off because I'm like, when Stan was like, Stan's like, yeah, I've seen you on your patio getting that vitamin D. And I'm like, I've seen those videos in Miami. They always are giving the vitamin D on the patios and the high rides in Miami.
Hang on, guy talk. So you're watching Bang Bus, you see some porn star like, hey, get in the van. Like, knowing that, like, everybody's gonna see it. Do you get in the van? Do you do the deed? I'm like,
depends on how much they're paying.
Usually it's just, the payment is that you get to bang the porn star.
I don't even think. Oh, you're saying the guy when the guy gets on the bus.
Yeah, when they pick up when there's a porn star in the van, they're like, hey, you want to have a go at her? And she's out there like, yeah, touch my tit. And the guy's like, this is nice. And like,
I feel like it's a lot easier to entrap a dude into that. Like, the ones that I'm used to seeing are like a swarthy Puerto Rican with like an 18-inch dong who's in the van and they like kidnap a young, unassuming girl and try to give her a ride home. You know, and I'm like, well, how much are they paying? Because honestly, this seems real skeevy.
Yeah. I would just do some...
I've seen the other way where the porn star's already in the van. They pull up to random guys like, hey, do you want to like have sex with her? She's like, yeah, do you? Like,
I wouldn't be able to run for political office after that. I'll just tell you that. Like, I'd be like a Anthony Weiner level, you know, be like, oh yeah, man, for sure. Future, fuck it.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, you have to assume like your kids might see you laying pipe.
With pride. With pride, Dennis.
Or any, you know.
Don't embarrass your family. Put on a good performance. Just picture your Asian father telling you, yeah, you're letting the whole family down if you don't do this right.
And even one thing that Avril was saying, all the things that Chris Algieri told her to take, I wanted to be like, was the last thing vitamin D? Because he might have meant something else. Where he's like, collagen, vitamin C, blah, 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 and a little bit of vitamin D.
Just a little.
No.
But no, Chris Algieri is a professional.
Bro, I mean, I laugh because we talk about supplementation. This is a segue into like a moderately serious thing, but like, most people are taking supplements with no idea what their blood levels are already. Like, what does it look like? What has your body got in it, right? And also, just because you have a vitamin D deficiency, I know that we've talked about it like that. Like, I'm sure she doesn't. But all that being said, yeah, like, I mean, I had a vitamin D deficiency. One of the things that we talk about a lot over at Soflete is like toxic exposures. And Dennis saw how we live. Like, we had it pretty good for Iraq, but like the contaminants and everything where we live are super huge, like lead and heavy metals and a bunch of other, you know, like asbestos and stuff like that. And like I had a vitamin D deficiency for like 5 years. And
because of those environments?
It's like a really weird thing, right? Yeah, it's because of those environments, but what was happening was like my lead levels were so high that my body wasn't producing vitamin D because it saw my lead levels as calcium. So like for years, doctors are like, well, just take more supplements, take more vitamin D supplements. And I'm going, sure, man, cool. Also, my numbers aren't going up. What the fuck? And then once we did some lead remediation and some like immune system boosting stuff to try to kind of get the lead out of my system, and I stopped touching so much lead, I shot less, I was smarter about how I did it. Then you see like the lead levels drop, the vitamin D's coming back up. And then it was like, I had the testosterone of like an 80-year-old dead man, you know? And then everything just kind of came back up. So a lot of this, like, well, these are the only supplements you need to take. And it's like, I mean,
everybody's different.
Yeah. And you need to get tested, right? You need to like go and have like a performance test, like a full battery done, at least yearly. Like, where are you at? What does your testosterone look like? What are your vitamin levels? What is your cholesterol? Are your hormones okay? It gives you a lot better idea. I mean, we joke about Stan gaining weight because he broke his leg, but like, when was the last time you had a full like medical test done, Stan?
No, probably like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Stan, really?
Yeah.
Everything looked great.
So what are your levels, Stan?
I don't know. What do you I had like my cholesterol taken, blood work and whatnot done probably like a year and a half.
You got a generic physical.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so the generic physical only hits a few wave tops, right? And they're going to hit your cholesterol, but like you might want to ask for a testosterone test. You might want to ask for like a stress hormone test because a lot of us like are pegged out on cortisol and a bunch of other stuff because you're drinking like Mountain Dew Code Red or, whatever the fuck it is that you're crushing. And so getting an idea of where you're at on that and kind of trying to reestablish a baseline goes a long way for getting you back. I mean, I'm almost 40 now, and
Good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in okay shape, but I know that like I see a lot of other dudes around me that are like, they feel like shit, and it's like, well, my diet sucks, and I don't sleep really good. I'm like, hey man, all those things are fucking you, but also like, there's a very real chance that the way you live, man, fuck that. You see that old ass doctor in Florida that's like jacked as fuck, that's like selling testosterone. You know what I'm talking about?
With white hair?
Yeah, the white haired dude that's just ripped.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get old. not it's the 21st century, man. People just don't have to get old. It's an excuse. But like, if you feel bad.
Well, it's easy to get old, if you will.
Oh yeah, dude.
Easier.
Because we get lazy. Because when we get older, we're like, well, fuck it. I don't have to be useful anymore.
I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, you're not fighting anymore, right?
Yeah, man. So that's something that I'm glad we're kind of talking about. It's like, man, I'm like, man, do I get on a PED to get ripped up and have an excuse to want to work out or feel better to work out? Because I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I get done. What's up?
You're doing line work now, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, dude. That's a fucking badass job.
It is pretty cool. So I mean, some days are fucking tough days where I'm fucking dragging wire and climbing poles and pulling shit, but it's only like 1, 2, maybe 3 reps. Where like working out, you need to do 30 over 3 sets, kind of where that's what makes the muscle.
But when you're working 60 hours a week, you're not motivated to fucking hit the gym.
Yeah. So I mean, the guys that I work with that are fucking jacked, they get up at like 3:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. They lift.
What time do they go to bed?
Some other things too.
I mean, that's the thing, man. If you're not going to bed, like one of the things that I think is funny is like nowadays we talk about like testosterone deficiencies, and most guys that are deficient on testosterone have garbage sleep. And like for every hour less than 8 hours of sleep a night that you get, you're seeing like a 15% reduction in natural testosterone production. Because that's when your body is fucking cranking it out. You know what I mean?
That's where the body is the most healing, right?
So, like, guys that are like, man, I feel like shit. I'm like, yeah, man, well, you got to go to bed at 8. If you're going to get up at 3 in the morning, you got to go to bed at like 7 or 8 at night. And guys don't do that shit because it's still light outside. It goes against your circadian rhythms. It sucks, I mean, at least you're active. I mean, it's like working in the oil field, like you don't see a lot of fat dudes working in the oil field unless they're like,
well, the thing is, I'm utility. I'm not like, so there is a good amount of sitting around. Like, let's say it rains, like under our union contract, like we don't have to do line work.
Yeah.
So we won't do line work if it's raining unless somebody's out of power.
Okay. Is it more dangerous when it's raining?
I mean, just water is more conductive for electricity.
But you're in that like lead bucket, right?
Well, I mean, me right now, I'm still technically an apprentice, so I'm hooking. I'm climbing the poles.
Okay, right on.
But yeah, there are those buckets and stuff like that. But I mean,
this is an upgrade for you money wise, though, right? Like I I've always been intrigued by fighters because it seems like you guys are like literally living fight to fight. And I know you and I talked about how you socked money away early on in your career because of the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
But like, talking with Ashley and her being like, dude, it's like fight to fight is how I feed myself. And I was like, damn, that's a lot.
You would have to be that mainstream fighter that only has to fight 1 to 2 times because it makes sense to be doing pretty good.
I mean, you guys average more money than like low-level boxers for regular UFC fights, right?
I believe so, right, Stan?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's still hand them out, right? It's like $35,000-$40,000 a year worth of money just to be a like regular UFC.
I was number 6 in the world at one point. I worked myself up to when I retired. I was getting $50,000 a fight, $50,000 a win.
Dude, that's awesome.
Which is awesome. But my last 3 fights before that were the same thing, and I got split decision losses. Were like,
yeah,
I made $150,000, but I had to pay my corners, my whole camp on $50,000.
Yep.
Every fight, and then over the whole year, I get taxed on it.
Yep. No, that shit sucks, man.
Damn. Where I'm seeing some of these linemen now topped out are making, they work a lot. These guys are working 1,600 hours of overtime, and they're ending the year, 230 grand.
Yeah, you're working for that 40 and everything else. Like I miss those days though, where you're like working a job where it's like, man, I'm just clocking off till the first 40's done, and then everything after that's fucking just straight up fucking fat, right?
Yeah.
So now, are you still active military, Doug?
So I'm still in the National Guard. There's 2 special forces groups in the Army that are National Guard groups. So like we deploy every 3 to 4 years for like larger scale 6-month deployments. And then in between that, we'll do things like training exercises in other countries, like joint operations, like we do a lot of exchange stuff. We have relationships with some Eastern European nations as well. So we'll go do exercises there. It's pretty interesting. When I first got on, I was in a unit that had our area of operation was like Latin America. So Spanish was the big kicker, but Arabic was my language. So I basically had to use like long-haired interpreters kind of thing, like who's the hottest chick here that will hang out with me and tell me how to order food? You know what I mean? It's like not a bad gig. I was lucky. Maintaining proficiency in Arabic is basically impossible. Like dudes that are way smarter than me do it. And I'm like literally like, oh, fuck, I forgot how to say hello. So I transitioned over. I test in Arabic, French, and Spanish every year, but I think that the common misconception is that Army Special Forces is like the last action hero. Like it's a bunch of like badass dudes. We're kind of like a Swiss.
You are. Hang on, Doug. You are.
I mean, we're teachers, bro. I'm telling you, like we're force multipliers. So like when I first got into Special Forces, I got a mission in Afghanistan where my team was in charge of training a battalion-sized element, like almost 1,000 guys, of like host nation kind of local police force. And we led them into combat as a 12-man team. So like we had 3 guys get killed in the first 2 weeks we were there, and in an ambush, like an improvised explosive device. So we were down. We were like 9 guys, and we were leading, almost 1,000 dudes in active operations. We were teaching them how to be better. We teach them, field sanitation, healthcare, like human rights stuff. Like we're not 100% engaged in direct action combat, but we train, advise, and assist, right? So like we're also accompanying them as well. One of the ways that we demonstrate leadership is to go with them on missions. These days, the AAA missions they're less prevalent in a lot of countries. In Africa, especially with a lot of the conflict that's happened there, the U.S. is less interested in putting actual special forces guys on the ground. So we end up, being kind of tethered to a base where we train guys. We equip them. We teach them how to use stuff. We take them to the range. We teach them how to be more proficient in, whatever that area's problems are, whether it be like, counter narcotics or human trafficking or like, counter violent extremist organizations. But like in the end, we're all really, well, a lot of us are really, our strength is in teaching, guys, mentoring and developing capabilities in other partner forces. So like,
would you say you teach more men outside of the United States than you do that are in the United States?
Oh, 100%. I taught at the Special Forces Engineer Committee for 3 years, teaching like explosives techniques and like construction, a bunch of other different like field aspects for Special Forces engineers. And I think over the time I was there for 3 years, I think I taught like, I don't know, a little over 1,000 guys. And I've probably taught, I don't know, I mean, total 9 or 10,000 host nation guys over the course of 15-year career.
And you're like the type of guy that when they go mad is like bad. Like you know how to make bombs, you can break into cars.
Yeah, I mean, like vehicle acquisition. Like we've been to Thug 101 schools, so like learning how to rip and run cars and run cell phones and do like tracking, surveillance, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that stuff. Oh, look at that shit, man. The trap house. Those are the memories. That was a weird deployment, man, because we were actually...
So the trap house is where I met you. Can you tell the people about the trap house?
So it's an old Iraqi hospital that we occupied as a house. And it had like 27 rooms, and there was only like 13 of us living there. We had converted one of the bathrooms into an armory. So like we had a bunch of like missiles, like literally missiles and stuff in the bathroom.
Good thing I didn't go to that bathroom, or better yet, good thing Diego didn't go to that bathroom.
No, there's a big lock on that door because it's actually kind of it's a sensitive program that we had there that was like protected by a whole 2 padlocks. But I was like, when you guys came in, I was like, don't let them in the fucking armory. There's a bunch of shit in there, right? Like, but obviously, it didn't stop us. We set up the roof as a rooftop bar, so we had like a bunch of like tables and a bar, and then we had like the driving range on the rooftop, and we had the disco ball. I mean, it was a pretty plush setup. It wasn't so bad.
The thing is, like when you're on those deployments, I think you have a lady, right? You have a missus, but like.
Well, I was married when you and I hung out. I've been separated for 8 months now, and I think we'll be divorced in the spring. North Carolina's a little draconian about it, but we've been married for 10 years, and it's been an adventure. The last 8 months, I think.
You think the military had a part with that, like a plan?
I think me being an asshole for about a decade had a lot to do with that. Like we get along. It's not a contentious divorce by any means, but like it's still emotional labor when you've been with somebody for a decade and you're like figuring out what it looks like to be on your own again. It's like it's a challenge,
Yeah, man. I think marriage should be a 10-year lease.
I don't disagree with you. It's been
after 10 years. Like, you want to renew it? Yeah. All right, cool. Let's run it back. Like.
Well, we're laughing because like we had 2 very different takes on the COVID thing, right? Which is like for me, like it's been the best thing ever. I've traveled all over the U.S., gone on a bunch of road trips with the kids. We've been climbing and mountain biking and hiking. Like, dude, I mean, it's been a great excuse to kind of refocus on the things that matter. And my wife is like, this virus is serious, and I'm not leaving my house. And like. Been dating, but like social distance dating. So it's like wearing a mask and staying 10 feet apart and talking about, I don't know, libraries or something, right? Like, it's not exactly exciting if you ask me. I'm like, fuck that, kids, get in the truck. We're driving to Utah and we're going to go on a spirit journey.
Yeah, I had that though too. I had a lady friend that I was seeing, and we stopped talking because of COVID. Because I said, just hope, like even I wasn't saying like we need to open everything tomorrow. I was like, we should be looking at a realm or trying to figure out how to open things so we don't completely crash the economy. And her take was, nah, everyone's going to die. If we do that, everyone's going to die. My grandma's going to die. Do you see your grandma? No, but she's going to die. All right.
But I think it's funny. I had to come to terms with the fact that, like, well, my grandparents are dead. My parents are old enough that it might affect them, right? But I told the guy was like, well, what about my grandparents? I was like, I don't give a fuck about your grandparents, bro. I was like, I care about my family, and that's it. And I will be, like, super conscientious with them. Like, hey, they came to visit me, and I think that my kid and I had it. And I told them.
Oh, you had the coronavirus.
Yeah, but it was, like, so mild, man. Like, I mean, I have
it right now.
I have the antibodies, right? So I'm like, you know.
Yeah, tell them exactly how you feel.
Yeah, I mean,
yesterday I felt like death.
Did you?
But I had like the worst headache I've ever had. And I get migraines, but this was worse than a migraine. Like I couldn't even open my eyes and focus. I had such a bad headache. So today I had like 101 fever. And it's definitely gone down. I definitely was at like 103 or 104 yesterday.
I mean, I don't doubt that the thing is real, right? Like I'm not like sitting here going, oh man, science is fucked. Like it's stupid. What I am saying is like, if there's a 99% recovery rate on this shit, and we're all wandering around like a bunch of fucking, like, dick licks. Like, oh, man, we're all gonna fucking die. You're like, man, Chicken Little, this whole fucking, everything that you know is about to get flushed over a 1% virus.
Yeah. And so
Crazy.
It's like a common thing over time. I don't want to be harsh about it or be like, oh, my parents, my grandparents, whatever, but I believe in Darwinism, survival of the fittest.
So I've been in and out of Africa for most of my fucking life. Like since I was 8 years old, I've been going to Africa. And it's interesting if you look at like the famine and stuff, like, you know, we also see like the World Health, like, you know, like $1 a day will save these starving Ethiopian kids' lives, right? And if you look at like the actual, like, I'm not a scientist. I'm sure people that watch your show are going to be shitting all over this, but like in a cycle, their economy and their agricultural base cannot support larger populations. So the idea that a disease, a pandemic comes in and kills off a lot of like the weaker people who can't support themselves is sustaining their entire ecosphere. And then we come in with a bunch of food and no sustained relief, and we save a bunch of people's lives, and then we, you know, multiply their population by 10x, and then 10 years later, it's the same famine, just 10 times worse. And then we got to do more. And I'm going, hey man, like, I'm not a higher power kind of dude when it comes to like disease, but also, is it so bad that we have a pandemic that could kill 1% of the population?
Doug, we've never talked. I feel like I definitely could have been in the military and killed people and not felt anything about like, hey, it's my job.
UFC fighter, you'd been fine, bro.
But like, I'm like, man, I feel like the human race is actually killing the planet. So if we lost 1%, then the planet will last a little bit longer. That's just my take.
Look at dude, we just talked about how much you like want to drink, right? Like, I drink a little bit. We're self-destructive as individuals. We're self-destructive as a culture. Like, it's like me, and I don't give a fuck what the consequences are. And then there's a few good doers that are running around going, let's save the whole thing. Like, everybody's important. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe everybody's important. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So, like, when I'm 80 years old, I don't want to sit down and be like, you know, I behaved super responsibly during the global pandemic of 2020. And I'm so glad that I didn't do any of the fun stuff I wanted to do in my life. And I'm still here boring as fuck at 80.
Yeah. I was just over at Stan. You know my buddy Mo, right?
Yes. From Petroworks.
So he's got a Lamborghini. He's got like a rare Lamborghini Superlago that he drove across the country. And people are like, dude, what? Why'd you put that many miles on that car? That's like a rare car. He's like, dude, I'm only his lifetime one time. What am I not going to put miles on it so the next guy can? Like, fuck that. He got it.
Like,
he got out of Utah salt up to 208 miles per hour. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, super sketchy. But like, he was just like, and I sat there, I looked at him, I'm like, man, there's probably more millionaires than there are people that have done over 200 miles per hour in a car.
Probably. I don't know. 200 miles an hour. Is that like fast? I think I did that in my mom's Jeep Grand Cherokee at one point.
No, your mom's Jeep Grand Cherokee can't even do 100.
Like 140, man. I was really cruising, bro.
No chance. Dude, was your mom have an SRT?
No, this is like that was one of the straight 6 4-liters, man. They'll get up and run. You just gotta have a run at it. You can't be scared of the cops.
That speedometer might be 140, 160.
Hang on, because I have an SRT8 Jeep. I got up to 150. It started becoming a little sketchy.
A little?
Because it started lifting. I was like a boat. like the steering became very like, I don't know if this is going to hang out here,
Hopefully Long Island State Troopers are listening to this podcast, and they're going to make you pay for your sins.
When did I do it?
Everything on this show.
Everything we say on here is rhetorical.
Yeah, hypothetical. We're just telling lies and stories for the entertainment of people. Like, oh, you're going to tell me Diego Sanchez was fumbling a grenade? Yeah, right. That sounds like a funny story we made up.
Couldn't be true.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Dennis Bermudez beat up some military guy. Yeah, all right.
Dude, I would also like to add that it was a shocker to me because, I mean, we might have been in our cups, right? We may have been drinking a little, and Phil is a very big guy. He's like
240,
240, and solid.
80s.
And he has an idiot switch like nobody I've ever met in my life. Like, when pain hits that dude, he's just like off. Like, you can see his brain switches off, and he's like, I'm going to do this thing. And they got to wrestling, and Phil was, like, trying to keep him at arm's length for a little bit. And
hang on, can I intro it?
What's
so
up?
We're sitting there, Phil goes, who's the tough? He's already probably in his own head, right? He's like, who's the toughest guy you ever fought? So I was like, probably this guy, Mac Rice. He went undefeated in high school. He goes, I lost twice. Let's go. I'm like, no, the guy fought went undefeated. He's like, I lost twice. I lost a bunch of times in high school. Like, I'm not, but he had this look where, like, I wasn't, like, it was either I was fighting him right there on the spot, or I was going to wrestle him, like, in this other room. I'm like, fuck.
Dude, we go to the gym, which has, like, some jits pads laid down, shitty ones. And you guys, like, I was like, oh, man, Dennis isn't going to do anything. He's just going to keep it arm's length. And Phil kept trying to, like, just brute strength you. And at a certain point, you just fucking got him in a hucklebuck. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Phil got him in a fire lock.
Yeah, just straight on the bottom. And then fucking Dennis is slapping him in the face, going, come on, Phil. Come on. What are you going to do, big guy?
I get his back, right?
And he's just like, so mad.
So I tap him out, right? I tap him out. He goes, rematch. I'm like, oh, fuck. One of these guys, huh? So then when I tapped on the second time, is the one I posted on my story.
You were like 180 walking around weight then, right?
No, later than that.
Were you really?
Dude, I'm 185 now, and I'm fat.
So, dude, it was just funny as fuck because I was like, man, Phil's going to get this dude because he's so much bigger than him. And then I watched Phil go down and went, oh, shit. I guess being a pro fighter really does have some fucking intrinsic benefit.
Yeah, sometimes. There's some outliers, though. But even
I've been walking around my whole life at 100, like as an adult going like, I'm 185. That 135-pound Ultimate Fighter is a pussy. I can take him. And then I watched Phil, who like likes to roll wrestling with Dennis. I was like, never mind, I'm getting a gun.
He went with Diego first. They had kind of like
Diego's very like chill. Like, I don't think Diego broke a sweat the entire time that he and Phil were like.
Hang on, I actually disagree.
Really?
Because after I did, if you will, what I did to Phil, Diego looked at me like differently. Like, oh. You can do
Diego's
that.
even smaller than you, right?
Diego was in my weight class at one point.
Oh, was he?
But when we went over there on the trip, I think his last fight might have been at 145. So at first I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, just so you know, is like I'll whoop that ass. Just,
Well, he's pretty old, right? Like, how old was he when you guys were there?
Still old.
Yeah, he's
What is he? 4?
He might be.
He's
40.
creeping up on 40 now.
He might be 40. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, I will say this.
38.
38?
Yeah, but he's fighting since he's 18.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and
17.
He just had an old soul demeanor. And he talks about the funniest shit. It's like left field.
He's actually amazing.
No, it's great, dude. I mean, you guys are fucking cool. I was dying laughing just because, like, you guys hung out with Lisa Jaster, too, right, while you were there? She was, like, the first female ranger from the reserves. She was, like, a reservist. She was, like, a female major, kind of tall with, like, kind of blonde, red hair.
No, there was a girl that we rolled with, but she wasn't tall. She wasn't tall.
She's 5'9". I mean, she's tall for a chick.
She's was shorter than me, the girl I'm talking about.
No,
she was like, kind of jacked, like a mom of like 3.
Yep, that's Lisa. I thought she was tall. Maybe it's just her personality. But like, she likes to roll a lot. And Lisa, I was laughing because Lisa, she's smart enough to know, like, you don't come to the Special Forces team house and hang out. Like, when guys throw socials at the team house, it's always like, I'm always like, oh, you guys got a girl to come over? She must be fucking stupid. Because your reputation is like if any girl that gets caught with a walk of shame out of SF compound, people are like, oh, what were you doing in there? Like, there's a bunch of SF guys in there. And you're like, look, man, nothing happened. We treated her with dignity and respect like a peer. Also, if you have half of a brain, you never go in the fucking SF guys compound because you're going to get a fucking reputation.
Because you guys are like the big dogs on campus.
At the camp we were at, we are, like, in the grand scheme of things, there are cooler kids. SF guys are, like, typically a little older, and they got a little bit more, like, real-world experience, although that's changing. But, I mean, like, Ranger Regiment guys, they get way more funding than we do. They're basically, they're running.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, SF guys are, like, the group of guys in Predator.
Yes, that is, yes.
That's the cool crowd. That's the cool guys. Yeah.
Painless.
I don't care who's getting.
Nobody else can do it except for you guys.
Yeah, I don't care about who's getting more funding.
300, but we're gonna have you 6 do it.
Funding matters because then you get the cool toys, right? So, like, there are definitely units above us that do cooler stuff. Their focus is, like, much more specific on, like, targeting, like, actual bad guys, and then the capability is called finish. So they'll finish the job. We do almost everything in-house, and a lot of the time we'll build packets that, like, they may be attractive to a higher level unit, and the higher level unit will just take them from us. So, like, a lot of the time we specialize in, like, low level source management. So, like, we conduct meetings with, local mullahs or, tribal leaders, and we get to know the people on the ground. We usually get a good idea of what's going on, kind of like at a human level, because we're in the community daily. Unlike a lot of other people that rely on, like, other sources of intelligence that are kind of like they're more expensive.
Tapping phones, fucking.
It's stuff that we don't talk about. Yeah. The kind of stuff that we just don't talk about. So,
like, my younger brother he's in the Coast Guard. He was in, I think, Miami. He's like, we know of every drug that gets shipped out, but it's weird. Our radar will miss it in a certain, like vital spot where he's like, I think it's like, all right, how much, cartel? All right, we'll let you.
Allegedly.
Let this one go through here.
Allegedly.
I'm assuming that the sheer volume of drug shipments coming from Central America are so big that it's, TSA's been checking people's underwear for how many years, and they still haven't found a single bomb?
Yeah.
The shoe bombers, whatever, all those guys get on planes. There are other organizations that are managing things more effectively than, like, I don't know.
For example, so my brother has been to every single one of my fights, and then I was fighting in Mexico City. He's like, I can't go.
You can't go to Mexico?
just if the cartel saw he was there was potential for his higher ups were like, you can't go to Mexico City.
I believe that because there's everyone in command of every military unit is deathly afraid that something bad is going to happen to them. That being said, I mean, before my 2011 rotation to Iraq, I was laughing because like at least 3 dudes from my company went to Colombia for like a week-long vacation before we deployed without asking for any permission. I was like, where'd those dudes go? Like, like, I don't know.
Hang on, Stan, I heard awesome things about Colombia.
Awesome things, yeah.
Dude, if you're a fucking güero and you go to Colombia, you are made. Dennis, you're a little dark for it. I think they'd give you a hard time. But Stan, he's literally, like, it'd just be a bunch of, like, 20-year-old Colombian women telling him that old bulls need to eat young grass.
All right, hold on. Let me look up flights to Colombia.
Like, Stan, I heard Colombia is awesome. Like,
yeah. So you know my friend Dave, the guy who does Magic Menace that we tried to hang out with in Florida?
Yes.
He did his bachelor party. Or not even his bachelor party, actually. Him and a bunch of friends like went gambling and vacationing in Colombia, and he said it's the fucking greatest place on earth.
Dude, I know more disgusting, fat, old white dudes with like 22-year-old supermodel fucking wives that they picked up in Colombia. It's insane. I don't get it at all.
Wow.
I'm not allowed.
What's the dollar over there in Colombia?
I don't even know, man. It's not like that. It's just a cultural thing. Like, period. It's not like, oh, you showed up.
It's not like they're trying to get out of that fucking country because of the dictatorship. It's just like,
man, it's like a nice country. Everybody's got jobs and like people are happy. It's fucking great, man. It's just weird. It's just weird. Yeah. Look, I got Stan fucking going down the rabbit hole. He's over there like, women. Yeah. That's my first Google search.
And that's the one time that my tan would like fuck me.
Oh, bro, it's super weird. They're like, I've never met more racist people than Colombians. Where it's like,
we'll go there, and Menace will be carrying my bags and stuff.
Yeah, you could be a fucking doctor, and your shade, like your skin color is like one shade too dark, and they're like, little bit too much Indian in you, huh? Like you're like, what are you guys talking about? This is like a fucking white looking dude. Suntan, no bueno.
Wow. So all you single men out there.
Yeah, Colombia, man. Go for it.
Colombia.
Or Peru, man. Peru's also a good one, you know? Honduras, like, you know, you're going to do pretty good in all of these.
Yes, my uncle is from Peru. He passed away, but he was actually a Peruvian drug cartel. Really? Yeah.
I don't understand. Here's another topic. I don't understand this whole, like, when you get into the drug cartels now, like, it used to be, like, Pablo Escobar, right? Like, Plato y Ploma. And, like, those guys were kind of classy dudes. They dressed up like they were going to a nightclub in Miami. And now if you're in a drug cartel, it's literally just, like, face tattoos, like, your whole face, your whole body.
I think like F-13 action, or
yeah, like I don't get it. Like, what? I don't understand why, if you're gonna be a criminal, why you have to fucking wear it like it's like a face billboard. Russian mafia guys at least hide it under clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even Yakuza, right? They have those tattoos that you can't see.
Yep.
On those clothes are all.
Yeah, I supposedly now this is like some rumored shit since we're all bullshitting like Eddie Bravo over here. Like it's because they want to be identified after they get their hands, head, feet cut off, right? Like when they're killed, like you can identify the body based on their tattoos, but I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, they seem like pretty fierce customers. I don't think I'd want to fuck with those dudes.
Yeah.
And so I saw one report. I'm sure you'd have a little more intel on it. Where is the military right now as far as the COVID? I heard that the numbers were like doubling in the last.
Well, we're not. I mean, I wouldn't have any idea. I've heard tons of rumors. I mean, I think that most of the schools and travel's pretty much frozen. But I mean, also everybody I know is still doing business as usual. Like as far as deployments and stuff like that goes. The big thing is, I guess, that they're just instituting mandatory quarantine before you go into theater and on your way out. So when you come back, you just got to sit around by yourself for 14 days while you wait.
So I know we're kind of like always in some kind of conflict or war. Like, where are we at war right now? Or where are troops deployed right now?
We're officially at war nowhere. Like, we have not declared war anywhere. But last I checked, we had troops in like over 200 countries all over the world doing different things. I mean,
spy shit.
No, man. Like train, advise, assist, like building relationships. It's really interesting. DoD has such a big budget, and they have access to places like the State Department doesn't have typically good relationships with like military complexes in other countries. I mean, they have relations, but they have military liaisons and stuff like that. So one way they build relationships diplomatically is through enhancing other countries' military capacity, their security. One of the biggest missions of special forces is foreign internal defense, which means like we go in and we bolster their internal security mechanism. So like preventing insurgencies or, training their troops to deal with that kind of stuff more effectively. It's a cool job, man. It's a people job. It's one of those things where like, it's a lot about like developing relationships and just maintaining them over the years, because you never know. It's also, you can't train guys too good, because typically 50 years from now, they might be the dudes that you're fighting in the next conflict, right?
As we've seen a few times, right?
Yeah. I remember when we left Iraq in 2011, a bunch of the dudes that I was working with, the Iraqi Special Operations Forces, the ISOF guys, they were going AWOL because of some political concerns. So they were all going back to their houses. And I was like, hey, man, what are you going to do with your life? Like, you're in the military. Like, you're not going to get a paycheck or whatever. And the guy's like, oh, man. He's like, I am a sniper and an assaulter trained by the best units in the U.S. military for the last 10 years. There is always work for me in Iraq. And I'm like, right on, bro. Like, I'm going to go home now, and I'm going to leave you to it.
Hang on real quick. Whatever happened with the Korean fucking dictator? Was he dead, or was he not dead, or?
I heard he wasn't dead. The young, right?
Yeah.
The replacement.
What's his name?
Kim Jong-un?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. I heard he wasn't.
It's either a body double, or the initial report was that he faked his death to find out who was disloyal in his cabinet.
Which is a tried and true dictator ploy. I mean, Erdogan did it in Turkey. The fake coup is a classic. Like, hey, he's a terrible guy. Let's put him out of power. And the whole time he's got like 10 dudes doing it for him, just so you can see who's like, yeah, he sucks. Let's kill him. And then he's like, haha, joke's on you. You're all fucking dead.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's a trick you should pull, Dennis. You should you should talk to people about like whether or not you guys should fuck up Stan. Like this dude.
Oh, Stan is actually, except for if you try to take him down, he tries to defend the takedown. He's actually, except for that, he's almost indestructible.
I mean, I believe that. I like the fact that he was talking about his compound fracture.
He can outdrink pretty much or at least hold his ground. I punched him probably a dozen times, or at least struck him, whether it was a leg kick or a liver shot, a dozen times. And
this is how you express your care and affection, right? I feel like, yeah. Stan, do you feel love?
Like, the fact that he can take it and stand there and smile back at me like, we're friends. I like you.
Yeah. I've always been like that.
He like wheeled up and was like, I hate it so much. And like showed weakness. Like, fuck you, you fucking.
Here's the real question though, guys. Like, I'm always interested in small business, right? So like, are you making money off Twitch?
Twitch. I haven't put enough time into it.
Because you guys were like, hey, we play video games. I feel like Twitch is like, I see kids making like millions of dollars a year playing.
No, you're not
wrong. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys capitalize on this? You're doing live.
So those kids that you see making millions are really, 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 really good.
And I guess they're probably pretty good at not dropping N-bombs over their headphones while they're like recording themselves too.
Yeah, that's probably in there too. They're whereas me, I'm just cursing and yelling.
I could never be on Twitch.
Good. I'm like 500, if that, a little bit below.
Oh, I'm just getting slayed 24/7. Someone convinced me to download.
You play Call of Duty?
Yeah, dude, Warzone's fucking rad. But like,
oh my god, Doug, we're gonna squad up. What do you play
on? PlayStation 4.
I'm gonna DM you. I'm gonna get me and you and Stan in on the talk list.
Yeah, I'm down. I have.
Stan. So, Doug, I'm a bad friend. Because I didn't buy the game yet.
Oh, Ghost Recon?
Doug is a character in Ghost Recon.
Are you serious?
We got our friend in there. We have a buddy of mine who was one of the writers for Ghost Recon, which is actually pretty funny because I don't know shit about video games, right? Like, I've played Call of Duty all these years. I actually really liked Wildlands. I played that first. I was like, this is pretty cool. It's like a clear-cut storyline, not too complicated. This new Ghost Recon, like, holy shit. I got lost so fucking fast. And it's like, I got super frustrated because it's like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just constantly upgrading. It's like a weird looter storyline combo. I understand why everybody fucking hated it. Like, I'm here to say, I'm really glad we were involved in the project. It was a lot of fun. But I downloaded Warzone, and that shit is like 10x way better.
Because I saw you're in the game, I'm like, fuck it. Because I liked... Was it Wildlands? I like the one where, like, me and my brother are playing, fucking he tags somebody, I tag someone, we count to 3, we headshot them, we advance, you're not setting off alarms, it's fucking... So you're telling me the new one's not like that?
Dude, Ghost Recon, the new one...
I killed the Predator.
Yeah, Breakpoint is crazy because they spent a lot of money getting John Bernthal into the game as a main character. But the funny part is that Bernthal's character isn't actually like an integral character in the game. Like
the actor?
You kill him pretty early on. The Punisher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a really novel concept, but it seemed like they got too much groupthink at a studio level and like what they were producing, and it was all these things and none of them were really that good, right? And then I played the new Call of Duty and I was like, oh fuck, this is badass. Here's a funny story, and I won't name any fucking names because I don't want to fucking get anybody in trouble. But the dude that we knew who worked on the Ghost Recon franchise, he's an awesome guy. He's a fucking Green Beret as well. A picture of him was on the internet when he was on a deployment in Afghanistan, and the dudes from Call of Duty actually used that picture to create a character in the fucking new Call of Duty game. Of him, he's working on the Breakpoint project, and they're using his likeness for a character in the fucking first season of the Call of Duty game. Which I was like, I saw the picture, I was like, man, that looks like my homie. And I called him, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh no, it's all over Reddit. He's like, there's a picture of me right next to it. People were already like, holy shit, the dude from Breakpoint is fucking a character in fucking the new Call of Duty.
Because they came out relatively close.
Yeah, I think like 3 months apart or something.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I don't have a ton of time to play video games, and I knew if I bought that game, I was going to buy it right away, but I was fucking caught up in shit.
I'll shoot you a code for it so you can get it for free. Because I think I got some extra codes laying around still, but like, it's one of those deals where, like, it was fun, man. It was really fun to play. It's super cool to see like our shit in the game, but like, video games are integrating real world stuff so slowly, and a lot of brands aren't really about it. They don't understand that it's free advertising. So like, there's constant struggles between like gun companies and video games, where it's like a video game will use a gun and they can't use the actual terminology for the gun because the manufacturer's like, hey, if you use this, like for instance, Glock. I think Glock spends more money on a legal team pursuing patent infringements or like trademark infringements than they do on advertising. So like, they're going to sue every video game company that says G19 or whatever on a fucking pistol. So they got to make something that looks like it, but then call it something else because they don't want to get fucking a cease and desist or like get sued. You know what I mean?
Which is insane.
I mean, the thing that kills me is video games are like bigger than any movie. And
or sports even.
Yeah, so like if I was a company, like, dude, I mean, we have a company like Soflete got feature billing in Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
And like, it's super cool. The people from that studio are awesome. They really do their best to try to make it more realistic. The problem is between the people who write the stories and the people who are like working out game mechanics and the like actual tech advisors, there's like a dissonance on like what works best, right? It's like if you're going to film a movie, like it doesn't matter. Doing it the way that's real looks super shitty on film. So instead we like ham it up and do the John Woo thing because it fucking feels cool, right? Nobody wants to see me in a firefight in Afghanistan.
Hey, buttons on and move around for the game, or
yeah, dude, mocap is definitely like
I did that for UFC.
Pretty rad, right? Yeah, it's fucking.
You have like wooden guns that you move around with and shit.
So the different gun producers will send like mock-ups, like rubber ducks of those guns, and a lot of the time too, they'll have like a green one so they can insert the digital thing. We went to the studio and my kid was working on. They were working on what's the one which it's like a Tom Clancy franchise.
Silent Hill.
Not Silent Hill. It's whatever one's the one where like it's like post-apocalyptic thing in cities. It's
fuck! I know exactly what you're talking about. I have the game. I'm just drawing a blank.
I can't remember what it. The Division.
Yes, Division. There's more than two.
Which, dude, the level of art that goes into that is fucking insane. I was standing there watching a guy work on his computer. And he's like in a cave, you know, and he's like placing different terrain, like to make this cave, like, you know, textured and stuff. And then he like zooms out with his roller and it like zooms back out of the fucking thing into like streets and cities. And like, I'm like, holy shit, did you build? He's like, yeah, man, I built this whole thing from scratch. And I'm like, how the fuck did you just randomly decide there was going to be like a sewer system and caves here and shit like that? It's just like a huge rabbit hole. And my 8-year-old, she was with me and they were like letting her play with the game and she put these like 400-foot dogs over DC and she was like, yeah, this is super cool. I was like, man, you're probably going to want to take those out of there before the game starts. So you're going to be really weirded out by these like 400-foot tall dogs just kind of standing there over the city.
Jesus.
It was a cool experience, though.
Yeah, video games are so fucking cool, man.
I mean, it's especially a lot
for you guys to kill some time. Like, you know, I mean, there's, especially when you're a boy, you can't drink. There's, you know, not saying you're, you know, there's no girls to interact with. You know, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, dude, I mean, video games are they're cool. My problem is I get sucked down the rabbit hole there, right? Where it's like, once you start, like, you just playing and playing and playing.
Like, I gotta go to bed. Well, what's another half hour? Then you're up for a half hour.
It's like another 4 hours. Every time I say it's another half hour, I'll look at my watch and be like, oh shit.
We have a meme right there in this episode. When talking to a hot girl, yeah, video games suck. Nope, don't play them. When you were talking to Avril before, you're like, nope, we don't play them. We don't talk about them. When
Dennis is like, not me either. I don't play them either. I was like, ow!
And then when talking to your boys.
We all know I do.
When talking to your boys, video games are so cool. They really are.
Oh, man.
But yeah, Doug, we'll definitely drop in on some Warzone. Menace will do some face paint action.
Yeah, I'm down. Menace did face paint action in real life, by the way. I have some pictures of him and some video of him.
Yeah, I showed up to his house, Stan, full face paint. And he was like, is this guy real? Like,
we played dress up. I gave him a bunch of guns and a uniform, and then we put him in a freaking razor, and they went and tore around camp. Like,
within being in his house for 10 minutes, I was full, head to toe, gun in hand, helmet on, fucking nocturnals on.
If you have some of those pictures, shoot them over to Menace. We'll use them to promote this episode.
Dude, I've got them. Let me dig around. Go back.
I got a couple, but I was still like, I can't release them because
I've been trying to get Dennis to come down here and do some shit with us too. But you know, like he's got a real job now, and like.
Well, the thing is, we can maybe me and Stan will come down for like a long weekend.
I'm down with this life. We will have all the fun. I got plenty of room in my house. Like we can go shoot guns. I got like 100 pounds of tannerite that I need to blow up. So like,
you know what we'll do? We'll do a live episode, and all of a sudden there'll be a knock at the door, and it'll be Phil. Like, I want the fucking rematch.
Oh, bro, I'm telling you, if you and Dennis come down here, Phil will fucking come up here with a wakeboarding boat. We will rip shit up.
It's a third thing. It's almost like we won't have enough time, right?
Dude, a 4-day weekend, we'll make the time, bro.
I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm into it too.
Well, I like that many activities. We're like, I don't know, like we're packed schedules and just doing awesome shit.
We'll just be like, shit, fuck it.
Here's what happens is like, I'm like, dude, we're gonna do all this dope shit. First night I get there, I get fucking hammered.
Don't worry, man. We'll fucking take all.
Next day I'm like, I can't do anything.
Dude, seriously, pick a weekend. I got a guy. So, one of my buddies is a big time tattoo artist who is on like Ink Masters, and he's gonna come down like the first weekend in August and do some fucking tattooing in the office. So, like, yeah, if you guys want to, come down, we'll make it like a big fucking bacchanal tattoo fest, shooting guns.
Stan doesn't have a tattoo. Stan, would you get a tattoo at this event?
I will. I'll get my first tattoo.
Wow.
Clean skin?
I'm a clean canvas, yeah.
Look how pale he is, dude. He's like a whiteboard.
That means he can get color really good. We should get a real veiny dick and just like tattoo it on him. Like first tattoo, penis.
Yeah.
I'll find like a vein on my forearm or something, and you get it like right there.
Pulse it, and the dick.
He's talking shit. Hey, he's talking shit right now.
Who, me?
Yeah.
How?
You're not getting.
I'll get a tattoo. I'm not getting a dick.
Yeah, your mom would strangle you. Bad.
Or
wait, how old do we stand?
I'm 34.
You're 34 years old, and Dennis is still talking about what your mom would think about you getting a tattoo.
He's a mama's boy.
No, Dennis always talks about my mom.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Is Stan a good Italian boy?
I'm half Italian, a quarter Irish, and a quarter Polish.
I feel like that is the ultimate combination for someone who's like still unhealthily attached to their family.
Yeah.
As an adult, like it's good though. Good for you guys. I wish that I had that level of closeness with my family. I purposefully get tattoos just so that I can embarrass my mom.
Yeah.
But my brother-in-law is heavily tatted up. He's got the whole sleeve and whatnot.
Brother-in-law, not your brother.
No, brother-in-law.
Judges your sister for poor taste in men.
Yeah.
Why did she get that boy with all the tattoos? I don't know.
Well, he knocked her up, so I guess she had to.
Doubly poor choices.
No, they were married first.
Look at him get all the tattoos.
No, I'm just stating the facts. But Doug, you're the man. We'll keep you here all night if you want, but we'll wrap this up, man. It's got to go to sleep.
I gotta go to bed.
I gotta go to bed too, guys. But hey, man, this was awesome. I did not know that I was getting entrapped into a podcast where we got to talk shit to a super badass Australian supermodel boxer.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Well, we could set this up a bunch of different ways. We'll get you on with a bunch of pro fighters and whatnot, and we'll get you to talk shit to them too. We're into that.
Nothing makes me, at a distance, I'm like, oh shit, they ain't nothing. And I'm all like, man, that chick will whip my ass with a broken leg.
He goes on Instagram like, oh wow, she was.
Yeah, definitely.
I was trying, because she has like 200-something thousand followers. I was trying to set the Soflete.
Oh, bro, nothing that, first of all, that girl wanted nothing to do with scumbags like us. I love that you're like,
well, you were like, I saw it going that direction. You're like, let me guess, you're a vegan.
She's so nice though. Like that's the worst part. When you talk to people like that and you're like, man, I almost feel bad making fun of you a little bit, but also that's who I am. So I'm just going to run with it, you know?
Yeah, she's a sweetheart though. And a pro fighter, so she knows the community and whatnot.
Stan, does she come back on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I want to hear a street fight story.
Yeah, and I think she had a good time. And then once, she realized what we said, that we're friends with Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri is a friend of the show. Maybe we'll get her back on with Chris Algieri and Doug.
My dog is really riled up right now. I don't know what has her fucking amped up, but she must know that we're doing a podcast. And
Are you overseas right now, or you're in North Carolina?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, because you said you were doing a selection.
No, so we run an event at my unit 4 times, like quarterly, 4 times a year, and we do we screen for guys that we're going to send to Special Forces assessment and selection. So we had a dozen guys show up, and we picked 2 dudes to send to selection out of the dozen. We had 5 heat casualties night one. So like we had like an IV festival where we were just sticking everybody and hoping that they didn't die. It was a good time.
Am I too old now?
How old are you?
33.
Nah, bro, you're still good. We can get you in.
He was trying to recruit me to like, dude, you definitely get in here.
I was like, bro, you can do this shit.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know. I think.
Well, dude, the next time we do a fucking an SFRE, I'll get you linked up with my recruiter guy, and you can come down and do the 2-day event and see.
For fun.
Well, I mean, maybe, or if maybe you do a good job, then they're going to be like,
I'm in a career now. I'm working on lines.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, I'm telling you, this is an opportunity to do everything you ever wanted and to escape your family guilt free. You can just like be like, hey, for God and country, I got to go deploy. You know, like.
Yeah, I just don't do good without my lady friend.
Dude, there's plenty of lady friends. Like, I've never.
You're shot. I like it though.
All right, man. I love you, dudes. This is rad. Let's do it again later. All right.
For sure, dude.
You're the man, Doug. Thank you for joining us.
Take it easy, Doug.
All right, out of here.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, you too, man. We'll talk to you guys a little later.
I like that. Doug's a real one, Stan.
Oh yeah.
He's right up our alley.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Drinks,
I got that vibe. I would definitely party with him.
Yeah.
We should try to plan that weekend one weekend.
That would be a fucking dope wingman or a dope weekend.
Yeah, and it would be a lot of good content we could make.
Yeah.
We'll get the you and Phil rematch. We'll get some boating in. We'll shoot some guns, and it'd be fun. But let's wrap this up. It's been very long. There's a card tomorrow. We'll just do the. So you saw the thing with Jared Gordon. His whole corner tested positive for the coronavirus.
His whole corner?
His corner was going to be from H Kickboxing. I'm not sure who it was. Probably Greg Jones and maybe Herbert. I don't know who it was, but
I know his whole corner tested positive.
Yeah, and then he said that like Usman had said like that he would stay and corner him and whatnot, but he figured it out. He's going to have Paul Felder, Gary Tonin, and I think the guy Nick from whatchamacallit, Extreme Couture.
Okay.
Are going to corner him. But it worked out.
That's a solid corner.
Yeah, but Jared's fighting tomorrow. Hopefully he gets a W. And then we won't even go through the card, really. We'll just go to Jimmy Rivera, Cody Stamann. How you see that one going?
I would like to see Jimmy Rivera get on the... you know what? I'm going to go all three of my picks. Well, what are the odds on Stamann? Because we go odds, who you want to win, who do you think's going to win?
I'd imagine Stamann might be a small favorite, or it's probably close.
Small favorite, huh?
Yeah, just because Jimmy has had...
So then all across the board, I'm going to Jimmy Rivera.
Let me see.
Who I want to win, who I think's going to win, who I would bet on.
No, they got Jimmy as a favorite. Negative 135, Cody's plus 105.
All right, so then I'm still going to stick with that across the board, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think Jimmy just hit a rough skid with those couple of fights. I think Jimmy's
That's fucking really, really tough guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think even
could have went the other way at some point. It wasn't like he got completely outclassed.
I mean, he got caught by Marias, but a lot of people were getting caught by Marias. He lost to Aljamain. He lost to Peter Yan. Aljamain and Peter Yan are about to fight for the title.
Yeah, I got.
And decisions, other than the Marlon fight, decisions to.
Yeah.
And then the main event, your boy Tim Elliott is fighting Ryan Benoit. I don't know if you know who Ryan Benoit is.
The name sounds familiar, but I got Tim.
Yeah, I'm going Tim Elliott as well. And then a big fight at featherweight, Calvin Kattar versus Dan Ige.
I want Danny Ige to win. I like him.
Yeah.
I just think Calvin's on this
tear.
Yeah, he's gonna get there.
Ige is plus 255. Kattar is minus 315.
Like, Ige is very scrappy, but I don't think he's like the caliber of wrestler that's going to take him down and hold down Kattar.
Yeah. It's a tough.
You know what I mean? And beat him up on the ground.
A tough matchup, but it's also that type of fight that if Ige wins,
this could. Oh yeah, Ige wins. Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's a serious contender at that point, right?
And then also that fight does have fight night on it.
Yeah,
because Ige can take a fucking hit. He throws in high volume. Like I said, he's scrappy. Like fun fight for sure.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go Ige. Just because I like the odds. And I'm
who I want to win Ige.
I'm going with the Menace and the Man style
I like
of picking.
the odds.
Dan has been on the show and he's coming on the show again.
I'm gonna ride with Ige.
Yeah. But definitely a tough fight to pick.
For sure.
And then we'll talk some more maybe next week or whatever about UFC 251. Maybe we'll do something tomorrow with Frankie Edgar. I'll see what comes back to me. But
okay.
But one thing we didn't talk about was the controversy. We'll get more into it, but the controversy, you didn't get to watch it. Holloway versus...
I've looked up on it. 1 and 2 are max all day. Third round was a legit coin flip. Fourth and fifth were Volkanovski got the takedowns, a little more aggressive.
Very close, and people are making like a big uproar about it. It wasn't the worst.
People were saying, like, let's say the third fight happens, a trilogy, it would probably be even harder to decide who won.
Yeah, and it wasn't the worst fight I've ever seen. Like the worst robbery I've ever seen. You know what I mean? But people are making it like...
I mean, it would have probably made people happy for Max to win, and then there to be this, like...
rematch?
Like,
trilogy.
Legit trilogy.
Yeah.
Versus, like, all right.
So I saw this, and Dana White said it, the website FanDuel, like a betting site, they gave people their money back on that fight.
Wow.
Because I guess they thought so hardly that, like, if you look at the stats from the fight and you actually watch the fight, it was really close. And then, granted, we don't.
And a lot of people say if you watch the fight as a whole, you think Max Holloway won. Max
won the first and second round bigger than Alex potentially won any other round. But Alex did right the ship, and he might have won the third, might have won the fourth, might have won the fifth. Like, it wasn't...
You always say in these close fights, how you would pick the fight was like, let's say the fight kept going on until someone died. Who would have died first?
They were both pretty fresh.
Wow. Like, last minute, the 24th minute, you couldn't be like, all right, I can see...
I'd have to rewatch...
Alex killing Max in time or Max killing Alex.
I'd have to rewatch the fifth round, but I even think that should come into scoring criteria.
I agree.
Yeah. Like, if fight...
it's close, if the fight continued forever, someone had to die. Who showcased that they would be alive?
If this was a throwback to the old UFCs where we had the 30-minute first round and then the overtime, like, who would, 100%. If this fight had another round, where do I see that round going? I also think that's a thing. Like, I've said it to you before, and it's a crazy thought. I know you were like, oh, that's kind of crazy. Whenever there's a split decision, they should go to one more round. And then if that one more round winds up split again, one more round. Granted, fighters shouldn't be taking that much more damage and whatnot, but we wouldn't have shit like this.
Well, so a guest of ours, Ben Askren, went on and was saying that, like, this is not a fault of the judges. This is a fault of the system.
Yes, the system's flawed. 100%.
The 9-10 rounds.
If it was judged as an overall, you'd give it to Max because he dropped him a couple times.
Right.
But Alex did come back after.
And he is the champion.
Yeah.
Max didn't take the title. He had the opportunities to, I guess, in the first and second round.
After 2 tough first rounds, Alex came back fucking strong.
Yeah.
Very, very close fight. Like, remember, even we talked Mike Brown, MMADecisions.com. If you went to MMADecisions.com, some of the media, granted they're not the most reliable judges, some of the media scored it for Alex. It wasn't the worst decision.
So we're going to have on the founder of, what's this?
Scoring Senate.
Score Senate. Is that what it is?
Yes, Scoring Senate.
A website where they have fighters call the fights per round who they have winning. We're going to have that guy on next week, and we're going to pick his brain on how his website works.
Chuck Liddell does it. Ashley Evans Smith does it. Eves Edwards does it. A bunch of fighters. And Menace Bermudez might start doing it. But all right, we'll wrap this bitch up. Maybe we'll see you guys tomorrow. If not, we'll see you guys next week. Episode 86.
Well, see you later. Good stuff, Stan.